No stream was yesterday, and I almost didn't stream today anyways, so I took Thursday off. Don't get me confused, man. Oh, lots happened today, guys. Lots happened. I'll talk to you about it in a bit. I am burnt out. I didn't stream yesterday. Man, I have so much to say to you guys. Oh. Video games like Arknights, E7, those aren't really video games, are they? You saw my tweet, right? Some people have been like saying, hey, Nims, you're protecting pedophiles. You're like defending pedophiles and predators, and like, no, that's not the intention of my tweets. You guys know how it is. That's how people are. But yeah, there are more things. I'll talk to you guys about it later. I'm just pretty tired. So what happened for the people who didn't read the tweets? Basically, a ton of people got canceled, and I know I can't say anything supportive of them, or people will be on. No, actually, fuck it, I don't even care.
Nim sad so. Yeah. Still here. Nim sad.
Thanks, Ruby Sakurai. Thanks, man. Like, I appreciate it. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people got canceled, and 100% I already know people are gonna take this the wrong way, but like, a lot of these people I've been following and watching ever since I started competitive Smash. Not just Smashers. Like, some of these people, for example, Cryotic, I've been watching for so long, since high school. I've just been watching them. Like, these people have like put a lot of joy and happiness in my life, alright? And now they're like being outed for various amount of things and being canceled. Like, some of these cancellations are fair and they're right, but like, some of them aren't. Some of them aren't. Either way, yeah, it's just been rough lately, man. But I'll talk about that later.
It's a sad week, Nims. It's a shame, really.
It is. And some of the things I just don't agree with so much. Like, for example, Zero. I mean, I'm not even the biggest fan of Zero. If anybody's ever watched, like, known me for a while, like, whenever it would be Zero versus somebody, I'd be cheering for the other dude. And I've even met Zero at various tournaments, because, you know, the guy's super popular. But like, he's actually pretty easy to talk to, open to talk to. Like, yeah, no, man, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but even then, some of these things are just a bit ridiculous. But yeah, like, somebody out there is gonna take it the wrong way as well. By the way, with Zero, it's especially weird because what he's outed for is showing off sexual Craigslist ads. Like, I'm just legitimately confused by that one. And hentai on the big screen. I don't know, man. That's a bit weird to me. Like, that's really minor compared to the things that we've been facing, like, in this past week. But yeah, I'll talk about that stuff later, guys. Right now, I just need to finish the dailies. It just feels like if there's anyone out there who's remotely done something wrong, people are coming out against them. Now, to be clear, it's not the same for everybody. Some people legitimately deserve to be canceled and whatnot, but like, it's gotten just a tad ridiculous. I haven't read his most recent one, but the accusations on that just seems kind of weird. If you know what I mean. Yeah, sorry, I haven't read his most recent thing, so I won't say too much, but when I read about it, like, his first tweet longer and her first tweet longer, it just felt weird. Like, if this is... I'll reserve whatever I have to say until afterwards, but it just feels weird, man. Also, yeah, even though I labeled this, I want to just play video games, I'm probably going to have to read a few tweet longers just to educate myself during the stream. So, I don't doubt I'll have to read some stuff. I read those tweets too. They seem like pretty good friends, which is why it's all the more confusing to me. I haven't thought too deeply about this one. I just thought it was weird. This is Langrisser. It's really good. I like Langrisser.
A full year filled with a bunch of ups and downs. No matter what happens, we're here with you, Nim. We got your back.
Thanks,
Things
Dad.
hopefully will get better for the rest of the year, as everyone needs some sort of happiness at this point.
Thanks, man. You're right. You're absolutely right. Everyone needs some kind of happiness. That's for sure. Alright. I have one other thing to tell you guys, and this one's a bit more serious. Alright, and I will fully, like... I can't tell you everything, because it's a private matter, and it's about private things, and some of those people I definitely know don't want me to talk about it, but, like, I'll just give you the gist of it, I guess, in a bit, but I'll tell you in a bit. And I already know what's going to happen. They're going to be like, the people who are directly in this are being like, you didn't do enough, Nims. But honestly, fuck those people. Hey Nims, my Wi-Fi's complete ass, so likely I'll be cutting in and out. Alright, Low Nova Kid. Thanks, Kid Nicarus. Welcome back. Alright, so the big thing that for me was that there was somebody in my past that I haven't had contact with for months and months. And for as much as I know, we've buried the hatchet. We have nothing more to say to each other. Nothing more. Or so I thought. Until a burner account shows up on my Twitter account and threatens to expose me. Like, I thought we were done with it, dude. I thought we were. Like, I haven't said your name out publicly. I haven't even said it privately. Well, actually, I'm not completely sure I haven't, but I definitely have not even mentioned your name publicly. Ever. I've mentioned drama in the past, but it's my right to mention these things have happened. I would at least think so, because these things impacted me and made me depressed for several months of my life. So, why the fuck are you threatening me on Twitter with a burner account? Like, that was the most upsetting thing for me. Like, what are you doing? The worst part is, like, he says he's tuned into our stream, in my stream, and heard me talking about them. But I've only done, like, one time. And what's this with, like, accumulating, like, logs and stuff to hurt me? Like, what is this madness? What is wrong? I thought we were done with all of this. What is wrong with you? It wouldn't even surprise me if he's in the stream right now. He has, like, I know for a fact now that he has another account in the Nimdom, because we've banned him from the Nimdom, and he's just here collecting things that that could be construed in a negative way to expose me one day if he ever wants to. Am I supposed to, like, okay, so if I talk about this, if I indicate that there's someone out there doing this to me right now, what are you gonna do? Expose me? Because do you not realize how unhealthy this is? I'm just baffled that someone thinks they need to threaten me. The worst part is they construed my my tweets as protecting pedos, as protecting predators. No, dude. No. I'm not protecting them. I just believe in second chances. I believe people like can make mistakes and one day they can get better. I took criminology, for Pete's sakes, in university. Literally, we had cases where this man murdered other people, was in jail for 25 years, comes out of it, rehabilitated, is a model citizen. Like, is it so weird for me to believe that people deserve second chances? That they can... Not deserve. That's the wrong word. I've been, like, correcting people who keeps thinking I think they deserve second chances. Earn second chances. But apparently, like, this was so bad to him that he thinks there's a need to go on Twitter, make a burner account, not even their real account, and threaten me. It's so stupid. Yeah, I don't think he can cancel me. I think he can just hurt my reputation a lot. But you guys have saw how some of these things go. You make an allegation. I literally saw anti, right? He had an allegation levied against him. His sponsor dropped him. He didn't even write his statement yet. He didn't even write his part yet, and he got dropped. He lost thousands of followers. All these things happened before he even said a thing. It's so frustrating. Like, you think this is a game? That's somebody out there. I won't name them because I feel like if I name them, they're gonna take it as a challenge. Like, I can't even talk about you one time in the past however many months, whereas you've talked about me how many times? It's just so frustrating, man. Oh, and happy 4th of July. I didn't even realize which day it was. It's a good thing I'm a small content creator or whatever, so this wouldn't blow up that badly, but like, here's the thing. I didn't do any of these things personally to him. Well, he's gonna argue I probably did some things personally. Whatever, I don't care. The biggest things he has isn't between him and I. It's between other people. And those people, I don't think this is going to be on their minds at all. But whatever. Nice of you to threaten me. The real mature. Like, this really shows who you are. Alright, anyways, we're gonna switch over to Faye in a moment. I'm just, like, really upset. And I'm just like, I really don't believe... I really can't believe people think I'm gonna protect pedos and predators. Like, none of my tweets were about that at all. But, you know, I made it very clear now. It's not about that. And the other thing was, like, I literally asked some people in the past, just leave me alone. I don't want anything more to do with you guys. Just leave me alone. Don't talk about me. Don't take the things that happen in a Nimdom just because something can be remotely construed as wrong or is actually wrong. Don't just like go share that around. Don't take my personal DMs and share them with everybody. Just leave me alone. I just want these people just to leave me alone. Hey man, at one point we were friends. At one point I wanted things to go back to normal. I don't anymore. I just want to be left alone. But yeah, I don't know if they're here or not. But some of these people specifically told me they watched my stream and they saw I was still about the past and whatever. No, for the most part, I don't care anymore. Just leave me alone. Anyways, I'm gonna switch to Faye in a moment. But I'm just like pretty upset. The thing is, when I talked to him, within 5 minutes he blocked me. And I was just trying to point out to him how messed up this is. Like, I thought we were past all this. Just leave me alone. And he blocked me. It's not really devil's advocate, because I do believe, like, again, I literally took criminology. you guys know what criminology is, right? It's not about like how to convict somebody. It cares more about how to rehabilitate people, how to make sure people don't end up in these positions. So I'm sorry, like literally have some education in this. Literally read books on this. I'm sorry that I believe people deserve second chances, because I've literally saw murderers become model citizens. If they never killed anyone in their lives, they would legitimately just be full-on model citizens. Like, I believe people can beat their past. And there are some people out there who just condemn me for that. I'm not gonna smash my table. I'm not like that angry. I'm just upset. Like, just leave me alone, man. I had to block more people today. You guys don't know how ugly it is when people talk to you and they're pretending to not know things when they do know things. And when you confront them about about these things, they're just playing ignorant. And then they're gonna tell you they don't want anything more about this, when the other day they were laughing about their interactions with me. People don't know how ugly they are because they think they're right. You're still ugly even when you're right. Yeah, I do believe in it. I do believe people can turn things around. And it's not like I'm shitting on the victims. The victims went through a lot. But you guys gotta also understand it goes both ways. Like, for a lot of these guys, this was their dream. It's gone now. This was their dream that they worked towards for the past 8 to 10 years. The victims go through a lot too, but it's not like they the people who got named and canceled, like, it's not like they came out scot-free. People just keep wanting more and more blood. That's the problem. Oh my god, please turn on. There are people out there who literally take every word I have to say negatively. There are. They don't even care about my explanation before they jump all over it. There was one person that was just like saying I'm out here protecting Nairo, and I'm saying I've been making these tweets all week. This isn't specifically about Nairo. This isn't specific about anyone. And then they're like, oh, and then they right away move on to something else. And then the final thing they said was just like, oh, because of this, I'm talking to a wall. You know, that's why me and many other people left. Dude, I asked you if you wanted me to name anyone, and you said you didn't even ask me to. Like, you didn't want to. Whatever. I don't want to see these people again. I can take criticism, and I know I've done wrong in the past. But, like, get off your high horse. You don't even realize how ugly you guys are. Some of these people don't even realize how ugly they're being. And holy crap, it's not showing up. Oh, there it is. But yeah. Here's the thing with marbles, alright? Here's the thing with marbles. I spoke to marbles, alright? So yeah. Marbles, I truly mean what I said about marbles. I feel like this man sometimes says things just to say things. And then afterwards, he tries to make some meaning out of it. This isn't a call out. This is just my opinion. I guess, whatever. I guess it's a call out. Whatever. The thing is, at least with marbles, we're actually friends. I messaged him today or yesterday, and I said, Marbles, I just wanted to say, even though we've gotten heated and whatnot, I've always considered you as a friend. If that changes, I'll let you know. I mean it. I don't care if we get heated. We're still friends. At least I still think so. And I said, likewise though, if we're not friends, just let me know. Just being real with you. He says, don't worry, man. I'm just that kind of chaotic by nature. We still cool. So yeah, Marbles and I are still cool. But the people who like saw his tweet and then who decided like to threaten me and whatnot, clearly we're not cool. And clearly when I talked to them and they decided like the need to block me within a few minutes, we're not cool. Clearly we're not cool. Even though I thought we agreed to like move on and like never talk to each other again. Like all that, I thought that was the case. But yeah. So no, don't worry about marbles. There's nothing wrong with marbles. Marbles always just been like this. It's not marbles. The person I have an issue with is not marbles. I can name marbles because we clearly don't have an issue. Unless he has an issue and he's not telling me, but whatever. I take this guy as real. Yes, friends can get into heated combos. It happens a lot. We can have different viewpoints. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh my god, is that Keaton? What the hell? Holy shit, it actually is Keaton. Wow. I think this is like the second time he's been on a banner. I'm waiting for him to be on a legendary banner though. Oh man. I think heated combos mean you're pretty close with each other. Like I fully admit, like with marbles, I'm close to my limit with this guy. That's why I said what I said today. Because if it came down to like we're not gonna be friends anymore, I'd just be like, all right, fine. But like I went up to him and just talked to him about this because I was serious. Like, you know, I wanted to know where we were at. But yeah, like that's different because at the end of the day, you know, he confirmed, I confirmed, we're friends. Other people, not so much. All right, I'm gonna read some of the tweet longers later for sure because I haven't read them yet. I want to know. I want to tell you guys that I have got to no rest yesterday. Dealing with shitty people and reading about a lot of these tweet longers was incredibly time draining. In fact, I didn't sleep last night. Or no, I slept last night. The night before, I meant. I literally stayed up. Stayed up and up and up and up and up and up until 11. And then from 11 p.m. I slept till like 2 a.m. and then I woke up for a bit and I went back to sleep and I slept until 7 p.m. I slept 20 hours today. That's how burnt out I was out of all this stuff. It was bad. Also, I lost. Also, I lost. Oh, jeez, that's bad. I wanted to beat Alphonse. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try beating Alphonse again. I just want to beat Alphonse. That's all I want. I don't care who wins. I just want to beat Alphonse. I actually want Altina to win. Or Xander, but they've already lost. I don't care. I just want to beat Alphonse. Oh, demon voices, my bad.
Waiting for orders.
All right, how's the voice now? Honestly, guys, I'll tell you this for this much. Over the past like week, I've had some thoughts of just deleting Twitter and being done with it.
Next.
It's just been stupid. It's been really stupid.
Show me the way. What's your plan?
The problem is, if I do such a thing, I'm literally gonna lose out on a bunch of things. So it's not that easy of a choice for me.
Let's see now.
Why? For example, my Langrisser sponsorship was through Twitter. Twitter sometimes leads to sponsorships. I've had other sponsorships from Twitter. Not all of them I got on time, so I didn't make it into all of them. There have been sponsorships where I lost out on because I was too late on replying. But yeah, I can't just like delete it, because I will literally lose out on opportunities. But I'm gonna say, like, if I had the ability to delete it, I really just might do it.
Of course.
My turn?
One of the reasons is simply,
Let's see now.
I don't really want that SSP handle anymore. I don't like abandoning communities and whatnot, especially one like the Smash community. But like, man, holy crap. This is just so ugly that I don't even want to be a part of it. My experience in the Smash community has always been, hey, I'm gonna compete at tournaments, hang out with my bros, that's it. Like, I've never had any such negative anythings with the Smash community. I haven't even had a experience where someone smelled. Okay, no. I have had one, maybe two times where someone smelled bad. But for the most part, that was the extent of like the bad of the Smash community for me. You don't sniff people, you sit next to people when you play them, man. Sometimes they do actually smell bad, alright? So, before anyone takes it as, like, the Smash community smells, no, like, sometimes you gotta rush to your tournament and you don't have the time to take a shower, okay? I can totally understand that. And sometimes you might have not taken a shower for a couple days. I don't quite understand that one, but I'll excuse it. Whatever, I've been in the Smash community and competing since as early as when Brawl was still a thing, right? So for me, the Smash community has been nothing like as bad as it's been shown, and I hope people like don't just condemn the Smash community in the future just like that. But for me, on a personal level, I'm not sure if I really want SSB at the end of my handle, because for all I know, sponsors might be looking at me and be like, he's connected to Smash community and we don't really know how things are going there. All we've ever heard about Smash community is that everyone seems to be a pedo or a predator. Like, I don't want that. Which is why I'm thinking, like, maybe if I could get rid of that SSB at the back of my name, that'd be cool. But if I really could, I'd just delete Twitter, because I've spent so much time in the past week reading up on tweet longers and whatnot. And just being, like, disgusted and, like, tired and burnt out, like... it's just been a rough week, man. People suck. I just stay away from everyone for this reason. I don't want to be like that, you know?
Goodness.
Leave this to me.
Hey Nims, hope you are taking it easy right now. There will be a brighter day. Just finished watching Hamilton the musical, so I am feeling a little philosophical right now. No matter the mistakes you make in life, it's not too late to turn it around.
Yes, man, yes! That, guys.
Waiting for orders. Let's see now.
That is exactly what I've been talking about. It's never friggin' too late to turn things around. So why the hell do people keep, like, condemning me for saying such a thing? I truly and utterly believe you can turn your life around.
I see.
Why don't people understand that? Ugh.
Understood.
No, this is
Show me
bad.
the way.
I think he can take a hit.
Goodness.
What next? Leave this to me.
Oh, well, we'll
Of
see now.
course.
I want to say this, guys. Yes, I do have like a more personal stake in here, because I used to go to Smash tournaments, right? So I've met these people. I don't know them personally, but I've met these people. So my connection with them is a bit closer. For example, when I first started Smash, it was because I watched Apex 2013. When Salem won, it was such an incredible moment. I watched it. All right, the commentators at that time were people like D1. Well, actually, no, I don't think D1 was at that tournament. Were people like Keitaro, were people like Gunblade, which, by the way, both of these guys have been outed, so they're not part of the community anymore. Who else was there? The one commentator from that tournament, or two, that don't have any controversies are definitely Coontail from New Jersey. Shoutouts to that guy. I actually met him and I told him how he inspired me to play Smash, and he was just like so ecstatic about it. And then they beat us. We were playing 2v2 and I was just like, oh my god, are you like, did you commentate at Apex 2013? He's like, yes. And then like I got him to sign my book. That was a really special moment. But then he beat us in the 2v2, so yeah. Anyways, the other one was Prague. I think I was at Prague's last tournament where he commentated, and I didn't get to take a photo of him. I was just telling myself, you know, hey, he seems really busy, but there'll probably be a next time. There's no next time. Dude, that was his last commentating tournament. So yeah, if you guys ever meet someone and you're like, wow, they look really busy, and you're like, maybe I should let them go, there's a chance you might never get that chance again. But yeah, obviously as somebody like D1, I've listened to in a bunch of things as well. The other one that came out was DJ Nintendo, and I haven't read into that one either, but he's also going to be out of the community as well. So for me, on a personal level, this is really harsh. These guys I've been listening to for years and years. Some of these guys I've even met. One of the worst ones for sure is False. This is like even after the Brawl documentary thing, which he took $10,000 from everybody and he didn't deliver on that. Even then, like from my experiences with False, we played friendlies and I get on my level. Like it was really cool getting to know the guy. He even recognized I was a good player because he wanted more matches with me. He was like really kind of sad that they had to go when he had to go. Like the venue wasn't closing, but his ride was here and everything, so he had to go. Like we played a 2 out of 3. It was really cool. But yeah, like when it came out about him, the things about him and with his ex and everything, it's really rough. Cause a lot of times, like I've watched these guys for years. Some of them I got to meet, and to know like they had all these things go wrong with them, how they treated other people, like yeah. You guys can see why I was like, I've just been tired. It's rough. It's not about me though. They're going through the worst of it completely. But yeah, a lot of the prominent figures that I used to really enjoy their content from are gone now. So yeah. I almost didn't want to stream today, but at the same time I felt like should probably just get some of this stuff off my chest. I'm also really thankful for you guys. Full disclosure, like I've lost people on Twitter over this stuff because I don't doubt at all they construed me as defending predators and pedophiles and whatnot. Once again, I'm not. I just fucking believe in a second chance. But it's fine. I don't really care that much. It's funny because like I actually gained as many subs as followers as I lost.
Show me the way.
I lost 7. I gained 6. So yeah. But yeah, some of the people on the lost side though, I know, and I know this is probably hard for them to hear anybody like doubt people at all. But like yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Let me put it this way. If you were a victim of abuse, it should not surprise anyone how you don't want to listen to anyone defending potential abusers.
Waiting for orders.
I understand that. But people also need to understand that the truth is, sometimes, some of these victims, they're not being honest. They're not. You have to listen to both sides. You can't just listen to one and just be like, believe the victims, and that's it. You really can't.
Show me the way.
That's like a bad take to some people, but that's what I believe in. That's why it's been incredibly tiring, because I read both accounts. there are some people out there that I really think kind of got fucked over, and it wasn't really their fault. I know people argue like, you could have always done something. True. But I felt like there wasn't too much more they could do. Oh, is that Icy Sea Bass? Hey, how you doing, dude? He went after the Buzz? What? If you guys have ever met the Buzz, it should come across that this guy is super nerdy. I'm not even trying to be mean here. He's super nerdy, and he's only here to play Smash. Like, I've never ever seen the Buzz or gotten the vibe from the Buzz. Like, I've only met him one time, but I've never gotten the, like, I've never gotten any notion that this man cared about anything more than playing the game. So if you're gonna like try and out him, it's really different from like, I think anyone who's met the Buzz just recognizes all this guy wants to do is play the game. Like, there are some people who are extremely friendly and it feels like they want to become friends and whatnot. There's some people who are like, that's not the Buzz. All right. The Buzz said no. Good. Any plans for new videos? I need to make videos, but I've been like too burnt out to do such a thing. Like, some people at tournaments are just hanging out with their friends, having a good time. The Buzz just feels, with the Buzz, it feels like he's just the kind of guy, all he wants to do is win. All he wants to do is compete. He's not here for anything more than to just beat people in the game. That's how it feels like. But I don't know him on a personal level, so I could be wrong. But if you're gonna try out the Buzz, I just don't know what you're doing. Because he definitely does not seem like that kind of person.
Let's see now.
I'm with you. Of course.
Serial killers are friendly. You're right, there's always a chance. But I hope not. The Buzz doesn't seem like that kind of guy. But then I would have said that for just about everybody. So, I might be wrong.
Show me the way.
After reading Zero's story, I do believe Nara did fuck up by letting Zero do what he did. I do, however, believe that Zack knew what he was doing. After all, he initiated everything that happened in confession. I don't really want to get into that because people will like hate me for it.
Summon my courage.
But fine, whatever. Like, guys, let me ask you this: how do you define who is a victim? Just being real with you guys. How do you define who is a victim? The way I saw it always was, say there are two people and one person attacks the other. There was nothing happening besides that. Like, the other person didn't like taunt you, didn't like do anything, and you attacked them. You can pretty easily say that other person's a victim, right? It was like nothing, they did nothing, and then they got attacked. That's how I like always looked at what a victim is, right? Did they deserve anything? Did they like do anything? Like, what was their intent? Things like that. That's how I always looked at victims. I looked at Captain Zack's account, and you know, they've been saying believe the victim, but I have only looked at his account because Nairo didn't release his, so it was hard reading it, but he initiated everything. Now, I know he was underage, and I know Nairo made a mistake, but what is a victim then? If you initiate everything, if you ask for money to get to a tournament and you got the money, if you... I just don't know what a victim is anymore. I just don't know. Because the account was so hard to read. He was so detailed about everything that happened. But If you believe his account, which is his account, why would he lie? He did everything.
What can
He's
I do?
underage, I know that, but... And Nairo said it should have pushed him away, should have gone away, like, I know that, but...
You give their candy to the starving obese child. Pointing finger, pointing finger.
I don't really know what that means, but thank you for the $5 dono. I'm just... If I say anything more, people are gonna get on my case about it, for sure, but... I don't know what a victim is anymore. I just admit that, alright? The other one that was really hard for me to read about was Anti.
Goodness.
I firmly believe the man is innocent. I even said so as much on Twitter. I know you guys are gonna be like, well, he screwed someone underage. But how's this even fair anymore? The girl in his case was just like, went on Twitter, 18 plus, pretended to be 18. In their own confession, they said they knew what they were doing. They knew they were pretending to be an 18-year-old. I'm just like, I know you were underage, but like, if you're gonna lie about your age, go on. I just don't understand anymore. What is a victim? If a minor initiates everything, they're still the victim.
Goodness.
That's what I've learned in the past week. They're still the victim. It doesn't feel right, but they're still the victim. Because they legally can't consent to things or whatever, but like...
Of
Jesus,
course.
that's kind of messed.
My turn.
It doesn't feel right with me. I'll say that.
What can I do?
Alright. Anti's done for as well. Remember when I said I watched a lot of players from Apex 2013 and they're all gone now? Hitaro, Nairo. I don't know if Zero's gone, but Zero, Anti. Remember when I said about the commentators as well? It's really sad to me. In some of these cases, I just feel like isn't right. But yeah, some of these cases, not all of them. Please don't misconstrue me as me thinking everyone. You know, but you know what I mean. Zero's gone at Nimious. Oh, wow. If you guys know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Zero, but still, like, I would never wish his dreams to end or stuff like that. I'm just saying, I don't know what a victim is anymore. I don't. I'm not saying, like, these people shouldn't have repercussions for what they've done. I'm not. I just don't know what a victim is anymore. I always thought victims were people who were attacked. People who, like, undeservingly were attacked. People who have been wronged. I guess that still counts as you've been wronged, but if you initiate everything, look, some kind of responsibility has to fall on them as well. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying these guys should get away for free, and they haven't. Every person who's been canceled or part of this, they've lost their dreams. Like, do you guys realize these people have been playing Smash for like what, 10 years? Since Brawl. They're never gonna get anything they've lost back. Never. Even if they get better, they'll never be able to compete again. They'll never ever be able to like stream Smash again. Like, they'll never ever be able to go through a single day of their lives without someone trying to like bring up the past. They're not getting away scot-free. They're not. Okay? It's one of the reasons why I'm not so hard on these people, because I know what they've lost. You don't work 10 years and have it all go away in a single day, and people pretend like people are gonna pretend like they got away with it. Yeah, okay, I guess they didn't go to jail. That's it. Some of these people have literally lost everything. I know they could. And in some of these cases, I don't even feel like it was right. Like, if they lie about their age, I mean, there are always things you can do to find out, but like, at a certain point, it just doesn't feel right condemning them for me. I know at the end of the day they did something wrong, and I know they deserve it, but it doesn't feel right.
What's up?
Hey, Ko. Watching a lot of people get this canceled, and a lot of these people I've followed or even known. So, if I learned anything at all,
Think I'll scare him?
and I want to share this with you guys, if you're going to an event where there are minors, do not drink. Do not drink at all. It is a bad idea. Incredibly bad idea. The common denominator in so many of these cases was alcohol. Do not drink. For your own sake, do not drink. Now, in events where it is all only 18 plus, I still would say, do not drink. A lot of these cases, it just doesn't seem right at all. Like, even if everyone's an adult, don't drink. I feel like if you have any impairments on you, there's a chance for this stuff to happen. And to be honest, like, these guys go to tournaments, like, they've gone to tournaments for like a decade now, and they probably only have like one or a few misdemeanors and whatnot. But if you keep drinking, there's always a chance of it. So just don't drink. The other thing I wanted to say was just like, ah, crap, what was it? The other thing I wanted to say was just like ID everyone. In Antai's case, I still feel bad for the man. I still think he's innocent to a degree. Legally, the man's fucked. All right, legally the man's fucked. The reality is he did it with someone who's underage. Morally, she fucked him over by lying about her age. But he should have asked for her ID. Now, I've never asked a single girl I've dated for their ID. Never. It's just like, why would you have the need for doing that? But like, if you're on Tinder, it's an 18 plus application. Would the assumption not be everyone's 18? Unfortunately, in his case, she wasn't 18. She pretended to be 18. She wasn't 18. Ask for ID. Yeah, ID everyone who wants to do anything with you. Like, even if they just want to, like, drink with you or whatever, ID them. Just protect yourselves. It's ridiculous. Nims, you have dated before? Bro. You guys are assaulting me, huh? Yeah, of course. Angel, your take right there. Like, there are some things I wish I could say. But yeah. Some victims want to watch their sellers' lives burn. Now's the day. It's no longer about getting justice or closure. It's just acting in pettiness to ruin the lives of others. Speedy PD, you got it, man. Let me put it this way, guys. Do you know why they're not going to the cops? Do you know why? Because they wouldn't do anything. Why would they not do anything? Because you should have called the cops when it happened. The legal system doesn't want to act on something that is so many years in the future. Like, apparently some people have called in about this stuff. Apparently there is nothing more you can do about it legally, and that's why they're on Twitter or whatnot going about all these things right now. If you want retribution, this is the only avenue left. Just expose them on Twitter. But for me personally, it's like, if the law isn't going to do anything, then what is this about? Trying to hurt them as much as you can?
Consider it done.
Best wishes.
If the law's no longer interested, then that's what you're doing. You're just out here trying to get revenge. Which is fair. I mean, if you feel like you've been cheated and and you've lost things, and go ahead do such a thing. But at a certain point, it's just like you should have gone to the wall.
I'm diving in.
Are things frozen? Wow, things are really frozen. So I'm gonna say this to you guys at the same time. If you've ever been wrong like this, or if you ever get wrong like this in the future, just go to the cops. Like a lot of this stuff is just way too dramatic. Anyways, I'm gonna read some stuff in a bit. Wow, that's so bad. Shogi's show says Nairo and Anti deserve a second chance. I think they deserve to earn a second chance. In law, they care a lot about your intent. And you tell me from everything that happened. If you read the accounts, you tell me. Can you seriously tell me they intended to do these things? It did not seem that way to me. But unfortunately, the law doesn't care. The law just cares about did you do it or not, and they did. So, bye, folks. Are you back? I don't know what happened. All right. See, Explorer. Alright, you know what? That's enough. Let's just read something real quick. Happy 4th of July. I'm not American, so I don't celebrate it, but happy 4th of July. Now, I do want to say, if you're uncomfortable with like learning about these things, you know, you're free to go. But I wanted to read this before the end of the stream, mostly because everyone's been talking about it and I've yet to read it. What is this? It's Zero's response to allegations. The newest one he made. I guess before we start, I guess I should say, I really don't think Zero is this kind of person. And the initial allegations was that he was showing off adult Craigslist ads and hentai, which I'll be honest, I don't really think is that bad. The other allegations were, of course, he was really flirty or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's worthy of canceling someone. If he did more, I guess I'm gonna find out in a moment. I didn't watch any fireworks on Canada Day. So anyways, let's start. Hey, after I made my statement towards Jisoo's claims, she came up with a series of tweets as a response. A new account also shared some new allegations, and Leffen also made a statement. These are the main things I'll be addressing, as well as sharing my personal story of why my character is the way it is today at the end of this statement. I will say I am not the biggest fan of Zero, but even then, I wouldn't want to see this guy like get canceled. But let's keep going. In this statement, I intend to take ownership of my mistakes and apologize to those I've hurt, as well as clear certain things up, and I also tell my story so I can be transparent about my character fully. Specifically, I want to take my ownership and apologize to Jisoo, Katie, and Leffen for my actions. While intent was not malicious on my end, I understand the impact my actions had on others caused pains that I did not intend. And I believe that. I don't feel like Well, I mean, I met Zero. I don't feel like he's the kind of person who would try and hurt people. I don't know him personally. We're not friends. But you don't move from Chile to the States with the entire dream of just being the best in Smash, and then and then on a side you want to hurt people. Like, no. What he did, what he accomplished, is a lot of dedication. I don't think he's that kind of person, is what I'm gonna say. But let's see. I also want to preface that I want you guys to not harass anyone I involve in this document. Yeah, people shouldn't. Getting threatened sucks. I mean, I just dealt with it personally, so yeah, it sucks. I can't say this enough, but please do not. The harassment is the reason that people do not speak out about injustices, and fostering that kind of reaction is something that I absolutely do not condone. Words cut deeper than y'all understand and have severe mental health impacts on the victims. That is absolutely correct. So let me address each claim head on. Statement. I've been getting death threats on here and on my personal Facebook. First off, F off all you who think I would do this for clout. I literally took a year off to process this all when I could have turned a blind eye and advanced my career. She did in fact take a year off, and it's been referenced by several people. But is this really? I'm not really sure what Zero did was that bad, but again, let's keep going. I'm taking a year off. I don't know about that. But yes, let's keep going. I'll say this again, but it's not okay to harass anyone. Emotions are extremely high right now, and I really want to make it understood that harassing, sending threats, or anything of the sort is not going to help anything. Please cease this behavior. Absolutely. Secondly, Zero, you basically played dumb and said nothing. I read his initial statement. It made a lot of sense because a lot of these cases are he said, she said. You don't have actual proof. So a lot of times when something they said doesn't make sense, or you don't think actually happened, or their interpretation of it seems a bit wrong, you should point that out. And that's what Zero was doing. But in her eyes, it's plain dumb. Fair enough. If what she says is true, then yeah, it's definitely plain dumb. Using your girlfriend you started dating when she was 15 and you were 20 as an alibi and holding my kindness to you over my head doesn't excuse that. Abhorrent things I remember even if you conveniently forgot. Did he actually date her when she was 15? Is that for real? Okay. I want you guys to know the legal age in Canada for age of consent is 16. So the way I was raised is that if they're 16 years old and stuff, they can consent to like these things and more. But if they're lower, they can't. So if you're 20 and she's 15, we have issues. And I've said this before. If you guys know me, I've gone in high school, and in high school it wasn't abnormal for high school girls to date people in college, but they were at least 16, which is why it was like okay. You guys might look at it now and be like, ew, that's icky and whatever, because you know you're obviously in different environments, but that wasn't like a normal thing for me. But even then, they were at least 16, so that's a bit weird. Quick note, but the part about my girlfriend is 100% false. She was born in 1997 and I'm 1995. This means our age difference is 2 years of age, not 5. It's also important to say that we did not have sexual interactions until after she was 18. And we were more serious about the relationship. She can make a statement if this is necessary. So she's 2 years younger. If they're 2 years younger, in Canada we have this Romeo and Juliet clause. So even if something's illegal, say it's an 18-year-old and they did it with somebody who was 13, sounds really iffy, sounds really wrong, but the Romeo and Juliet clause gives them a 5-year gap. So yeah, that's fine. Again, I'm Canadian, so my understandings of this might be different from yours. To Jisoo. After really looking into her claims and what I read from Leffen and IBWs, I started to understand and feel that in the end, Jisoo feels wronged and affected, and ultimately she wants an apology directly from me. It is very obvious to me by now that she is hurting. Yes, she is. And that's the entire point behind her actions. I just want to say I'm very sorry, Jackie. I'm sorry for being a stupid, irresponsible teenager. I'm sorry for not being a good ally in the vulnerable position you were in the house. I considered you a friend, and from what it seems, I intentionally hurt you and impacted you negatively. They definitely seem like a friend, seem like friends from the initial screenshots. I just want you to know that I've never intended to hurt you, and in general, I always respected you and appreciate you. That definitely seemed to be the case. Like, when you're buying a lot of merchandise and sharing things of her with other people, Zero was intended to help her out, man. Like, I totally believe that. During the conversation I showed, it was clear that we did have a friendship, yep. And it saddens me to know I tarnished that by being unaware of my actions and lack of them. The thing is, despite what happened, it seems like it happened... Like, some of the things mentioned, it seems like it happened only, like, once. And that they were friends afterwards. So, I personally think if you have an issue with someone, big or small, you let them know so they can do something about it. Instead of letting it stay inside of you and boiling over. I am not blaming her for this. I'm just saying we could have avoided this, most likely, if you spoke to Zero about it ahead of time. I'm sorry, and I will also take it to heart and improve myself in this regard. If you did want to talk about this further, my invitation for us to discuss this directly is also open if you want it. That is really, really good. Because at the end of the day, like, I feel like this could be resolved if you just talk it through. I hope this gives some type of closure and allows us to move on without feeling trapped by it anymore. Absolutely. As a community leader, I should know better, do better, and I can understand the anger from how my original post came across. Once again, I'm sorry. I have to agree with Zero here. Again, not a fan of Zero. I'm not even subscribed to Zero for that matter. It's just that if you forgot about something, like I definitely believe I've wronged people in the past and I just forgot about it. And those people, if like what I did was horrendous to you, I encourage you just to speak up and let me know. Because in a lot of cases, you really, like, for one thing that was really hurtful for another person could just go above the head of somebody else. They might not even know about it. They might not remember. So at a certain point, you gotta communicate these things before letting it boil over and to like impact your life this much. Because on her claim, she took a year off because of these experiences. A year off in your life is a lot of time. Anyways,
I mean, I'm not like the five.
I just don't like this comment by her.
Wings, no venom.
With what's been going on in the Smash community, you can't just say Zero was 20, the girl was 15. You can't. This is given. I believe Zero here because they're married now, or they're not married. Well, they live together. 1997 and 1995. It's a 2-year gap. Do you realize how much damage you're gonna do by putting out as 5 years? That is enough to get someone canceled. That is enough to get someone canceled that easily. This is kind of shitty of her. Don't make a mistake like that. I don't know if it was a mistake, to be honest. But that is... You can't do that. You have to fact check yourself, please. So now for people who didn't read everything, or who just read this statement by her, Zero's a pedo. He's not a pedo. 1997, 1995, it's... No. But you can't make that mistake. That's messed up. Moving on to Leffen's statement. Lastly, I'd like to tell you all of the first time I met Zero. I've told the story before on stream, but I think it's relevant to say, so I'll tell it again. It was Apex 2013. Did I not just mention Apex 2013 like earlier in the stream? How like that was the Smash tournament that got me to take like Smash seriously and competitively. Like I was so inspired after having like watched Apex 2013. Wow. It was Apex 2013. Zero and a few other Japanese Smashers came over to where we were housed, and many other Smashers and played. I didn't talk to them at all, but at one point someone brought out a laptop and Zero and 1 or 2 Japanese Smashers sat down on my sleeping bag. One of them hugged my pillow. I don't know Leffen personally, but I've also met Leffen, and I can tell you, he is totally the kind of person to remember something like that years later. That probably triggered the hell out of him. I don't want to make light of the situation, but that is such a Leffen thing. Holy crap. Again, I don't know him personally, But when I met him and I saw like how he interacted with fans about just the smallest of things, that definitely. I don't know him personally. Again, so I might just entirely be wrong, but that seems so Leffen. He didn't need to include that. Anyways, they start showing each other's very explicit pictures of their favorite anime waifus. I remember distinctly that one of them showed pictures of the girl from Orimo, popular incest anime. I also love Orimo, deal with it. And yeah, that was very common, except at the time, it is. You look back at it now, it's just like, did we really have a incest anime be that popular? Yeah, we did. So I don't judge that particularly harshly now. And remember being disturbed, especially since we're doing that by my stuff. So Leffen. So Leffen. Anyways, I do remember this exchange that Leffen mentions. At the time of Apex 2013, I was 17, and honestly looking back at this, I cringe. The Japanese players in question were older than me, and we just nonchalantly shared a couple anime girl pictures as a joke pretty much. As to the very explicit part, I do not know what he means, and I feel this definition is just different based on who you ask. Yeah, a lot of the fan art are pretty lewd, if you ever looked at Orimo stuff. So it depends on perspective a lot, though it would not surprise me if like they actually did show off some like nude girls. But honestly, like I personally don't think that's such a big deal. If the two parties involved, Zero and the Japanese players, were comfortable with it, then it's fine in my books. But I don't remember showing something terrible or extremely explicit. I remember looking back at this exchange and showing my social awkwardness back then. I did not consider how my actions could have made someone else uncomfortable, since I only saw me and other people in the equation. I mean, I just did the exact same thing. And not someone like Leffen who could have seen. Yeah. My intention was never to show him anything, though, and despite me being a minor and stupid, I still feel this deserves an apology. I'm sorry, Leffen. Cool of Zero to own up to it. Back then, Smash was everything I had. As I mentioned, guys, a lot of these guys lost a lot, so they didn't get away for free. Not even close. They lost their dreams. And yeah, that's what I said earlier, remember? About Zero coming over from Chile to North America, to the United States. That was he followed it with everything he had. In my little stupid head, being able to be cool of the Japanese players was like the coolest thing in the world to me. Someone who was never able to fit in incapacity in society. This does not excuse it, but it's the thought process I had. And to be honest, I totally understand that. Like, the first time I met, like, people I've been watching for years, like Mr. R, and the fact that Mr. R, like, sat down and played friendlies with me for, like, half an hour, that meant the world to me. Like, that was so cool. He even signed my book afterwards. Like, yeah, I totally get it. So, yeah. If he was trying to, like, be cool with the Japanese players, 100% understand. I feel the rest of Leffen's statements are covered by my response above to Jisoo directly. I read Leffen's statement, so I think the same. Katie's statements. To begin with, for context, I've never met Katie in my life, and we have never sent each other graphic pictures of any capacity. I want to make that clear. I was also completely unaware she was underage until she told me, and that obviously made me feel extremely regret, and I feel disgusted immediately. If I learned one thing in this past week, and I've learned several, but if I had to learn one thing, make sure you know how old the people you are when you talk to them. Like, it really sucks, but you gotta, like, age everybody. Before you know it, you're actually, like, doing something that could get yourself canceled, and it's unintentional. But you gotta know everyone's age. Everyone's age. Offline, online, doesn't matter. Get their age. Yes, we did talk. Be mindful that I do not have the logs of this conversation at all, so I cannot add additional screenshots context. I will address the story individually by per screenshot, so read all of it. I was 19 at the time for reference. Yo, adorable. Yoshi Tank is me. The dude is my bud. Seriously, I'm blushing so hard right now. LMAO, adorable cutie. Oh, be quiet. But you loving it. Can't lie to me. Yeah, I am. To make it very clear, the photo she sent me was a picture of herself and her friends from IG. My comments are horrendous here, and I regret them so much. The reason why I'm groaning just a little bit is, if it made you uncomfortable, Katie, she needed to let him know at the time. I don't know why girls do that so often, but they always, like, I'm not even trying to blame her, but like, if you're uncomfortable, you gotta let them know. You can't just play it off like it's okay. Like, as a guy, a lot of times you want them to know, like the girls to know that yeah, that was cute. Like that was really, like, you want them to make them feel better. It's just like built into guys. You want to make girls feel better. So it's kind of like harsh to like use that as evidence in my books. But again, if someone makes you uncomfortable, you gotta let them know. To make it very clear, the photo she sent was a picture of herself and her friends. Yeah, I read that. Oh god. But don't take it like, oh my god, Zero is so hot. No, not the kind of love. Well, maybe a little. I mean, but I love you like, I want to be like you. Ooh. I mean, I'll be your cute little adorable kitty. That's also your personal cheerleader when you need it. I'd probably do anything for you. Oh my god. Not bad for a 14-year-old girl, huh? You're a kitty and cheerleader. If that's not enough, I don't know what is. So, the right thing for Zero to do at this point is just like, you're 14 and we can't talk anymore. But the thing is, you can't just do that. You can't. Like, as a person, that is what he's supposed to do. But as a person, you know how much that would hurt a girl? Like, if you're such a big fan and they said you're too young to talk to me, go away. Do you understand like how much that would crush the person? So in Zero's spot, even if he's not attractive or anything, it is really hard to be in this spot. Because on one end, you know it's a bad idea to keep talking to them. On the other end, if you say like we can't talk anymore, you're just gonna hurt them. It's such a harsh position to be in. So, wow, dude. Oh wow, I'm surprised. I had no idea you felt so strong about me. I'm honored. You're adorable and very nice. We can definitely talk more and stuff. I'd like to know some more. But yeah, this hits me hard. Oh boy. See, here's the thing. I'll be flat out. If someone said that to me, I would say I'm honored as well. I had no idea you felt so strong about me. That's a good chance I'd say that. I'm surprised. I would probably say that. Oh wow, I could even say that. I'm not like saying I'm a pedo, but I'm just like saying these are very normal reactions for someone in this case. Given he saw the picture, you're adorable and very nice. If they are looking nice, I would probably say the same thing as well, but you can see how bad that goes, right? Like, you can't say that. But the natural reaction is to say that. That's the shitty part. You're just stuck in this. You can't just say, you're underage, please go away, we can't talk. That would make them feel horrible. But on the other hand, if you say this stuff, this can be used as proof against you one day. But yeah. See, we can definitely talk more and stuff. I like to know you some more, but yeah, this hits me pretty hard. Like, yeah, it would hit me pretty hard too if I were in the same position. It's so rough, man. You're kind of just fucked in this position. Prior to this, I did not know she was underage until she said so. See? Yeah.
The world is crazy, and trying to stay positive. Also, let us know what happened to Doc Minnick.
Doc M? Okay. Anyways, I just want to say, in a situation like this, he really should have just turned her away. It's just really hard. As content creators, or as people in the future, if you talk to anyone underage, just please turn them away. You'll hurt their feelings, and you'll feel like shit doing so. But if you go on, this could be very bad. Like, the one thing I learned from all of this stuff in the past week, and again, I've learned several. If you're underage, please don't even DM me. Like, we can't talk. We can't. I always want to make people feel special. I always want to make people feel like they're meaningful. Like, that's just like on a personal level, I would get fucked just the same here. It's just like the reality is you gotta be mean and just say you're underage, we can't talk. It's so bad. But that's why I feel for Zero here. Like, you're kind of just trapped, man. Anyways, you're so overdoing this. Why? I love how you react so funny to things. Mad adorable. It's like when you rub a cat's belly and they just roll around. Do not rub my belly. Yeah, why only do that? Again, like, this is taken so badly at this point. So badly. But yeah, you can't have these moments with your viewers. You can't anymore. Not anymore. Like, I know, like, for sure I don't think Zero is malicious here. But you can't do that. It's so fucked. And to be honest, this isn't Zero in, like, 2020. This is Zero in 2014, 6 years ago. Like when you get more and more mature, you'll like understand this. But when you're like 20 years old, for example, this isn't stuff on your mind. You're not thinking about your future. You're just thinking about like it's just you and me. We're just two people. You're not thinking, hey, this could be really bad. So yeah. Point blank, the last comment here is very inappropriate and disgusting. I regret it tremendously. It just shows I have a lot to learn and strive to better. It's shameful and gross. I'm sorry. Yeah. Good to be sorry on that. I'll promise I'll be normal if every 2 weeks we can do something like that, where in the day I can go all in. Swear on the river sticks? Jason, I promise you. As long as you promise me that those days you are all mine. Fine. What? What is this? From what I recollect, she enjoyed this specific book or movie series. Wait, what is this? Swear on the river sticks? What the fuck? And I think I just googled it, and Jason is one of the characters in the series and can't remember if it's lyrics or a specific quote. I pretty much just grabbed it to kind of fit in with something she liked from something she mentioned earlier. This comment in general is just very inappropriate and disgusting, regardless if it was a quote. That doesn't matter. Yeah, that's bad, man. Here's the thing, like, I fully believe that Zero was like super awkward as a kid and everything. So when someone gives you that positive attention, it's not like abnormal for him to like want it or to you know, try and be nice and all that stuff. But yeah. What grade are you in? 9th, so I'm a freshman. Oh my god, you're a baby. Ha, adorable. I know, and all my classmates are about 6 feet tall on average. What? Damn. Any boys you looking at? Okay. Can't do that, dude. Can't. See, it's not like particularly bad, but it's still bad. That's not the worst thing you can ask, but it is really bad. A lot of these cases where I look at these things, I care so much about their intent. When you ask something like that, it's really hard to look at your intent right anymore. Smash skills don't matter, kitty. You'll grow out of it eventually. Well, maybe I could teach them Smash. Hoo hoo. Find yourself a nice caring boy. Oh, please fiend. Well, most of my boys I know are jerks. Okay. Well, that's better. Yeah. Unless you meant yourself, then that's not better. I'm not gonna take Zero's stuff as 100% negative, so don't think I'm looking at it that way. But yeah, actually, don't even say things like that. That's pretty much the end of our interactions from what I remember. Since I decided that continuing to talk to her was disgusting upon learning her age. Good man. For real, once you learn their age, you can't speak to them anymore. I didn't know what I could do to stop communication and do not make her feel terrible about it. See, this is what I said earlier. You can't just say at the start of it all. Like this is my same thoughts immediately as well. If I were in the same position, I need to let her know we can't talk, but I also don't want to make her feel shit, like feel shit about it. You can't just say, or no one can really just say, nobody really just wants to say, you're underage, we can't talk, please go away. You can't do that. It's such a shitty thing to do, but at the same time, if you don't do that, and you let this discussion go on, you're in danger. So, I'm glad he stopped. I could do to stop to communicate to make her feel terrible about it, which was something I was concerned about. See, this is what I meant. Like, I didn't even read this ahead of time, and I was putting my own perspective in, and that would be on my mind as well. I felt uncomfortable, felt the need to not be cutting or ghost. Yeah. Looking back, it's a very clear lack of judgment from me, and just stopping right there and then, even if being too direct, was the only option I see today that very clearly. Again, same boat here. It sucks, man. I simply suggested for her to find a boy or another friend so she would just hopefully forget about me, and I wouldn't have to just suddenly cut communications, which I did at end. In the end, I did everything wrong. I'm sorry. You didn't do everything wrong, dude. It's just, it's pretty bad. So you guys, like, when you read this stuff without the context, without being in the same position, it's really easy to condemn Zero. Really easy. But I don't think, like, reading this, I don't think it's the same thing as, like, he was trying to, like, get on her. I truly do not. Yeah. Like, really, if you're underage, guys, please don't DM anyone. Like, your content creators, like, please don't DM them. You put them in such an awkward position. It's really hard for them. It's really, really hard on them. They don't want to make you feel like shit. They know how much of a fan you are, but they can't talk to you. Like, if they talk to you, any little thing can be misconstrued poorly. There was one person who accused me of something, and I had stopped talking to her months before the accusations come out. Like, I only talked to her for like 2-3 weeks. And it's just my personal experiences here as well. Like, I wasn't like, I didn't want a relationship with her. I didn't even like her like that. But the same thing, like, it's just, it's so hard. It's so hard. You can't, in my case, luckily she was in college, right? But even then they took it as like, yeah, I wanted something. Like, no, I stopped talking to you. I'm not trying to make this about me, but I'm just giving you that experience that I had personally. It is so difficult to speak to people. Like, everyone just takes your words and see it as so much more. This is from me suggesting what I've said above, and she commented, "Don't be a perv," or when I suggested the don't be a perv. Oh, don't. Yeah, and yes, I still like your pit. Okay. This was back in Project Emblem. Kate, you a perv though. It's okay. You growing up. It's gonna happen. You can't use those words, man. Just to when I suggested the boy thing, I was reassuring, like, don't worry, those things are for later. But my intention at this point in time was to exit the conversation. I was so awkward, I couldn't find a way to do it. Without being direct, which is again my mistake and lack of judgment. I'm not excusing any of it. I'm sorry. Zero, dude. Like, I understand. I'm sorry if you guys think like this is horrendous or whatever, but I understand. Like, it sucks. Once she talked to him and he didn't stop her immediately, it was pretty much over. I just want to say how horrible this is in general. It feels terrible that I did this, and I feel a tremendous level of regret. Yeah, your words. Even if you didn't intend these things, it will be construed that way. I did apologize to her back then before I fully stopped talking in general, but this isn't in any of the screenshots, and knowing how awkward I was back then. It's so disheartening that the only ways of being in life is nice and seen in the future as pedophiles, or be rude and burn bridges left and right. Yeah, it is. So personally, guys, if you're underage, don't even DM me. Don't even DM me. Like, if anyone's underage and they talk to you, don't even talk to them. You might be like, there are better ways to go about things. There really isn't. Like, a lot of the things that Zero has been saying, some of them are really bad, yeah, but some of them are just like, hey, you know, man, it's not even fair to look at it like that, man. But yeah, obviously, with the context of the accusations, everyone looks at this incredibly negatively. I'm not trying to defend him. A lot of these things you really just can't say to people underage. But at the same time, like, you know his side. He didn't want to just, like, be mean about it and cut her off right there and then. The reality is you have to be mean about it and cut it off right there and then. I am extremely sorry, Katie. I genuinely did see you as a friend back then. I had no ulterior motives or terrible intentions. I believe that. Given he stopped talking to her, everyone should believe him there. If he had ulterior motives, he would just keep talking to her and groom her and all those things. But he didn't. He cut things off. He stopped. So don't take it that way. That's just wrong if people are like shaming him, like doing that to him. And looking back, I clearly didn't act the way I should have, nor in a respectful or appropriate manner. Yeah, some of these things were pretty bad, dude. I regret it, and I wish I could undo the sin, and I'm so sorry that for bringing this upon you. You did not deserve it. You did not do anything wrong, and I just wanted to say that it isn't all on me. Good. Own up to it. Own up to it. I should have known better. I should have known better. I should have been a decent human being. I want to say, I think he was a decent human being here. He was. You can't, like, the right thing to do would have been, as soon as she said her age, you tell her she's too young to talk, you're sorry, but it's a bad idea, and that you gotta go. But does that make you a decent human being? You know how much this person cares about you, how much this person looks up to you, how much of a fan they are. Do you really want to just tell them, we can't talk, go away? I think Zero was a decent human being. It's just that some of the things he said was poorly used. Like, there are some words you just can't use here. But no, I think you were a decent human being, dude.
BTW. After this it goes into his backstory and his experiences going from Chile to the US and his personal family problems.
As I mentioned even before, I did not read this ahead of time. I told you guys, like, moving from Chile to go to the States just to play Smash, just to try and find that dream, to catch that dream, it is so respectable. It really is. It's so much you risk. But, like, yeah, we'll get to it. It's just, I don't think Zero's this kind of person. I failed at every single one of those things and can't say enough how sorry I am for this. If there's anything I can do for you to make it up, I'd be glad to. Owning up? I don't expect your forgiveness or anyone's, and I think that is perfectly fine. But I think an apology is important for you to be able to heal, which is what matters the most. I'm really sorry. See, the thing here that really hurts me here, and I'm not even like directly involved, I did apologize to her back then. The thing is, I don't think Zero was trying to start a relationship here. I don't think Zero was trying to like groom her. I don't think any of these things of Zero. Furthermore, he apologized to her back then. But even then this comes out and it's gonna make him look extremely bad. Like, do you guys think Zero is a horrible person here? I think he used some words poorly, but that's it. Like, imagine you're like 14 years old, you finally get to talk to someone you've been like watching on the internet and you like greatly respect them and you're a big fan, and they just said to you, you're too young to talk, we can't talk, I gotta go. If they can only say that one sentence to you, do you realize how crushing that is? Like, yeah, it's the right thing to do, but it's so hard to do that to someone. That's why I'm like really upset about this. By every right, she has every right to come out with this. But he's already apologized about this. And he's gonna apologize about it again. That one is not a crime. He didn't show anything to be a crime. The reason I've always been very robotic, unaware of my surroundings, strange, and also unable to understand social cues is because I've never been able to have a meaningful relationship with anyone in my life. I then thought, for some reason, jumping to another country on a different language barrier would be a great way to start over again. Oh, dude, yeah, that's looking back, I really am an idiot. You're not an idiot. You caught your dreams, dude. Like, you should be incredibly proud of what you've been able to accomplish. I'm just speaking of like the fact that he went from Chile to America, and he indeed became the best in Smash at a certain point, and he now has a life, and like he now has a living from it all. Like, no, you're not an idiot. I want to say once again, I'm not sharing this to get empathy in any shape or form. I'm glad he's explaining himself, because if it was just the accusations, I would be pretty upset about it. But reading his side of the story, it just seems, it doesn't seem abnormal. It seems pretty normal. He just used words poorly. He should use words he shouldn't have used. But like, you can clearly see there's like no ill intention there. I'm sharing this because I want to be transparent with you with why I am the way I am, just lay it all on the table. A consistent theme has been, why is Zero weird? Why is he social inept? I remember the first time I saw Zero, I couldn't help but like crack up. You thought he looked fat in the videos? I'm not even trying to be mean, but he's smaller and fatter in real life. Like, the first time I saw him, I couldn't even say hi. I was just cracking up. I know it's so mean for it to come out. This was before I was a content creator and everything. This was still when I was competing in Smash. Yeah, so when he says, why is Zero weird? Why is he social inept? Why is he strange and out of place so often? Yeah, there are a lot of reasons for it. He's not wrong in having these feelings and ideas. Let me answer that directly. I'm not even kidding to you guys. I know that makes me seem like a douchebag, but like, that was my first reaction when I saw Zero. There's a very big trigger warning for the following story, and I recommend caution when reading it. It will help you understand me as a person. But I also want to say that I'm not asking for sympathy or support when mentioning it anyway. I'm doing this to really be transparent with who I am, why I am the way I am, and hopefully this sheds light on ultimately why I'm a flawed person. This story will be difficult to type because a lot of it are things I've never told anyone, not even my mother, and I'm terrified of opening up about this. Bro, this will be long, but bear with me. I will definitely address everything right afterwards. When I was a little kid, around the age of 5, my dad was everything in my life. Oh. For those who know Zero for any amount of time, you know his dad passed away. That's why for a long time in Smash 4, he wore a scarf to every tournament to honor his dad. He was my inspiration, my strength, and I admired him so much. My dad had a company, and he was successful. As mom tells me, from back then, I was inseparable from him. He would often take me to work with him and show me the cool things he was working on. My parents had their issues, which accumulated in my dad starting a family with another woman. Yeah. I've mentioned this before on my content, you did. That I hate my dad. I hate that he did that. That's not the new information. What I've never told is how my mom found out how it happened. One day when my dad took me to work, I noticed his secretary was very close to him. As a kid, I remember them being closer than with my mom. I always felt strangely off about it, but obviously I'm just a little kid, so I was in no position to do anything or say anything. I was in my dad's office playing with some of his work equipment, I want to say his helmet, and then the secretary came in the room with my dad, and they started having extremely graphic sex in the room. Oh boy. Oh boy. My dad knew I was there. Oh god, dude, for real? She saw me there, but they did not care and kept going. Okay, well, I felt paralyzed and terrified, and I do not remember when I left the room, but I remember crying outside and Dad coming to pick me up and told me to not speak a single word of what I saw. He was angry. I had never seen him like this before. He was yelling at me and looking at me so intensely. Looking back, I realized he was threatening me to keep quiet. When I came home, I remember running to my room and crying. My mom comes to check on me. My dad just says, don't worry, he fell. And my mom was just very worried for me. After a while, my dad left the room, and me and my mom could talk alone. My mom checked me up and noticed I wasn't hurt in any way, so she asked me what was wrong. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but I told her what I saw. She confronted my dad. My dad did not react well. An argument ensued, and then it quickly turned violent. My dad punched my mom, and then started hitting her as hard as he could while she was still on the ground. I was standing there, just watching my mom be killed. I tried to yell at my dad to stop, and he hit me instead. I remember my mom crawling through the door. Her face was full of blood. My dad started making a phone call and went to the back of the house. I just remember running to my mom. As she picked herself up, she said, "We need to leave. He's going to kill me if we stay here." And to this day, I still remember that specific phrase as one of the scariest things I've ever heard. We fortunately live only a couple blocks away from a police station, so I helped my limping mom to this police station on foot, her body full of bruises. When we arrived, my mom told everything to the police officer. He listened at first, then asked a couple of questions, then just said, "Got it. So give me his phone number and we will call him over for a statement." My dad came and proceeded to deny everything because my mom had no substantial evidence other than her bruises and no adult witnesses, no footages or accounts. The case could not move forward at all. I remember one of the cops actually laughing at my mom when she tried to argue against it. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like that. We had to go back home that night to my dad, and my mom was shaking the entire way back. When we returned, my dad said we had to leave the house immediately and gave me the option to stay with him or my mom. I chose my mom. This is probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and this is the very first time I've told anyone about it. Here's the thing, I knew some things about Zero's father because, you know, he talked about him. I did not take it as anything like this. I didn't even know it was this dark. Oh boy. But this only started the next chapter in my life. And I gotta say, guys, he's not saying this for empathy. You just gotta realize how damaging this is for someone. A kid to witness this, go through this. Your belief in family gets shattered here. Absolutely shattered. It would not be surprising to have trust issues. Because it wasn't just family. They went to the police and they did nothing. Your trust in the police is also shattered. Like, your trust in the system is shattered. Your trust in family is shattered. Like, this is the kind of stuff that fucks you up for the rest of your life. But this only started the next chapter of my life, which was really the collapse of everything I knew at the time. But this is what started breaking my character and personality. My mom says there was this very specific day where I just changed as a kid, and just became a shell of what I was before. My mom was not able to really provide for us now that it was just me and her. We ended up driving to another city to stay at my mom's parents. After my mom told the story, my grandpa blamed her and said, "I always told you to never date that man. It's your fault." Unfortunately, some people are like that. That's why I'm always about, like, how do we make things better rather than how do we blame people. That's why all these tweets I've been making the past week was just like, I'm hoping these guys can, like, get better, make it back from this, from everything that's happened. Because I didn't want to jump on it and say, like, you fucked up, you fucked up. You made me feel betrayed. I can't believe I ever, like, liked you. I didn't want to say things like that because it doesn't help. It just doesn't help. This stuff is the kind of stuff this garbage. Should be worried about how to make someone better. Like, but that's the reason for my tweets, man. And proceeded to say that if we wanted to stay here, she would have to do chores and around the house and pay someone the type of rent. Otherwise, we have to leave. I mean, ultimately, as bad as it sounds, that's kind of fair. You paying rent for being under someone's roof. That's fair. Even if it sounds like shit, it's fair. I remember my mom having this look of disappointment, but not at them, but at herself. Like, even though, like, a lot of these guys fucked up, you can trust me, or you can trust them, that they're disappointed at themselves too. They're truly sorry. Like, they fucked up. They know it. Like, it's just the same thing here. You don't need someone to tell them it's their fault. They know it's their fault. I feel she really blamed herself for all of this and took it so hard. Yeah. Because we could not afford my schooling, I had to drop out of school for a significant period of my life. For about 4 to 5 years. I didn't go to school or had any type of interactions with anyone because I became a shut-in. This is when I was diagnosed with extreme depression, ADHD, and also suicidal thoughts. See, I don't want to ever presume someone has to deal with those issues. But like, yeah. That would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Depression, ADHD, and suicidal thoughts. That would... And given his history, it's not hard to understand. I remember those days as me just laying on a mattress and looking at the ceiling of my room, wondering why I'm even alive. Some days I would blame myself, some days I felt so angry, and some other days I just felt my mom would have less trouble if I just killed myself. Yeah. My mom tried very hard to save my life back then. She sold every single little belonging she had to support me, to see doctors, to have things to enjoy life. But then the most intense part was that she always preached me to never hate my dad. She always tried her best to make sure I never hated him, but it did not matter. At first I was so angry at him. Over time I became furious at him. Why isn't she upset? Why isn't she planning revenge? Looking back, my mom was wise beyond her years. It was too much for me to process before the age of 10. As my mom stabilized herself, I got the opportunity to pick up on my studies. I was behind years and years, and I was struggling just learning basic things. I began to really hate myself. I was so angry that I had become stupid. So angry that things that should be easy were now so difficult. For you to be able to understand, I wasn't able to do basic math function at the age of 11 and 12? He was actually impaired then. I could not go back to school like this, so my mom got to me through this program where if you pass one big test, you can catch up on the grades. I remember crying before the test because I knew I was so far behind I was not going to be able to do it. I remember looking at the paper with my answers blank, and the lady who was there came to see me. She felt so bad and shocked I didn't know anything, and that she basically wrote down the answers for herself and told me it's okay. I'll help you pass. Oh. I know that lady thought she was helping out, but you shouldn't have. This to me is the saddest memory of my life because all I could think of at the moment was that I'll never be anything or anyone in my life. I just want a car to crash on me. I want the pain and suffering to end. At this point in time, the only console I had was a GameCube, and the game I happened to be Melee. I remember just playing with computers and wishing they were people I could play with. That's so innocent. Well, that was my feelings as a kid too. That was the feelings of lots of kids. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in a lot of ways, this was my break. I could just disconnect from my life and worry about this and nothing else. It felt liberating. At some point at some point in time, I started going back to real school and also was playing a bit of Smash on the side. My time in middle school was turbulent. A lot of these memories are very suppressed within me, and this is one of my darkest periods of my life. In middle school, I did not know how to socialize with people. I hadn't been interacting with anyone for years, only ever spoke to my mom here and there, and never left my house. Oh man. People bullied me, made fun of me, stole my books, broke my glasses. In general, I was the laughingstock of the class. You know, I don't want to be mean, but yeah, I can definitely see that. I remember coming back to school and just feeling terrified of everyone. Yeah. All of this is just like another big reason why I think Zero's story is such a great story. I literally moved from Chile and made all this work. You know, catch your dreams. Catch your dreams. He went all in and he made it happen. And this is despite all the things that were hampering him. Like, all this that he's explaining is just so you understand, like, why he's not acting like a normal person. Because he's not. None of this is normal. One of the kids in my class who really hated me had a brother who was a senior in the school. I remember then whispering something during one of the breaks. When I went to the bathroom, the guy came in the bathroom right after me, locked the door behind me, and proceeded to touch me. He pulled my pants, and I remember saying if I say anything, he would kill me. I remember just being there, looking him in the eye, and my mind just went blank. I could not move, I could not talk. I just stayed there and took it. He eventually just left. Made sure to tell me if I said anything, he will be back. I never told this to my mom, never told this to anyone. I internalized this as being my fault and me deserving it. I remember coming back home and telling my mom I do not ever want to go to that school again and just crying. My mom looked so worried, but she helped me transfer schools. It scares me to type this because my mom didn't know any of this, and this will be the first time she will learn it. I only hope she can forgive me. I don't want you guys to look at this as him looking for sympathy, as he says. But, yeah. This explains so much about his conduct and the way he, like... the way he is. It's also the reason why, like, again... like, before I thought it was such a great story that he came from Chile. I literally came from nothing and made something out of it. And caught his dreams. But, like, this is just... all of this stuff in the back of your head, weighing you down every single day. Like... yeah. Props to Zero for getting through it. Moving from this, life just has always felt like a blur. I started adopting the attitude that everything that happened to me was funny, or I would only remember the good things. It's like I was living my own life. Shit. That one feels. That one feels. I know people who are like that. They're a mess. I was so affected from what happened that I convinced myself that I was gay to cope with. Oh god, no. In a way, I must have enjoyed it. I must have asked for it. It was a good thing that happened. And through high school, I portrayed myself in a way that my classmates all thought I was gay, and essentially lived this lie in my head to cope with it. I lived this lie for years. Oh boy. I was talking about the good things that happened, or the funny ones, in my stories, but I never mentioned the bad ones. Or how I often got beat up by classmates because I thought I was gay. It was a very miserable time of my life. In my head, all I wanted to do was escape reality. I wanted to go somewhere else and be someone else, and this is why I was so happy to go to America and be Zero. So, a lot of times people just view like that username, right? Like Nimious. Like the Nimious you see online is like a persona, right? But for some people, like it's all they have. And in Zero's case, he really means it with Zero. Though, before someone says that's such a deep meaning, starting from Zero or something. No, that's he picked up the name Zero because he played a game, and the top players in it was called Zero. So there's not more to the name itself, but he's just saying that persona to him, he had to live it because he didn't want to live his own persona. At the time, my sister was my line of support. She lived abroad and was the main person who helped me with my English. Suddenly, however, she passed away a random day while commuting work from an aneurysm. That means she worked herself to death. One day I'm talking to her and she's telling me how we're going to go to America together and how everything is going to work out. The next day she is dead and I had to watch it through video call from her husband at the hospital. I remember that day being very strange. I could not cry. For a while I told people that my sister is alive. Sometimes I would say I never even had a soap. God, dude. That's rough. You can actually catch me saying some of these things on my very old videos or streams, but I never really came to terms with her death until very recently. I sometimes just pretended it never happened to begin with. It was easier than facing the fact that she died. This is pretty much a summary of my life up to the point where you guys are familiar with my story, which you can then see from my days in brawl tournaments and generally attending America. Moving forward, I want to take this time to self-reflect and improve myself as a person. I always wanted to inspire people and be a beacon of reason. You've done a lot of this. You did not fail. And I failed and I've made terrible mistakes that I deeply regret. You have made mistakes, but if you're getting canceled over this, I don't even know. I've read Jisu's I read her statement. I really didn't think it was that bad. Like, yeah, it's kind of bad if she's underage and you show her Craigslist sex ads, hentai, or you're like too flirty or too close with her. But like, it didn't go further, and it didn't feel like it was going further in any of that stuff. But yeah, it only takes one for everyone to come out about things, even if I'm not trying to victim blame or anything like that, but like, this didn't seem so bad to me because, again, if in the same position, I probably would have fucked it up too. Like, it was just like, it's really hard to just tell someone to go away and break their heart like that, even though it's the right thing to do. And that's from a younger Zero too. I want to learn to be a better person one day. I'm so sorry to everyone involved. With that said, my trauma in general, my terrible mistakes, a friend of mine committing suicide, and friends who are not who I thought they were, has me in trouble, a horrible mental state. I'm at the point where I feel like I'm going to break. He did allude to breaking a few days ago when he tweeted about it. Like, the Smash community for him is literally his life. Like, people don't understand. It is literally his life. He literally came from Chile to America to play Smash, to be the best at Smash. A lot of the people that he considered friends, like Keitaro, like D1, they're all gone now. I don't know where to go from here. Please let me know if there's anything else I can do to make anything better. Zero. Are people actually canceling him over this? Like, that's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Here's the thing, not the biggest fan of Zero. If you ever ask me like, oh, Ally versus Zero, who do you want to win? I would have said Zero. In Smash 4, that was how I felt about everything as well. Like, here's the thing, like, I'm not even the biggest fan of him. Doesn't even matter. Like, you don't have to be a fan of him to like read all of this and feel like definitely something was wrong and he's not trying to be a predator. He's not trying to hurt these people. Like, and when you question the way he acts and the things, like how he conducts himself, there's your answer. Dude's deeply scarred. Is there any reason to not believe this? Like, man, it's just, ugh. It's not right. Again, it's a bad take because people are like, you should always believe the victims, but if you read his side of the story, how do you think it's more than that? Here's the thing, had he kept going, you could, oh my god, look at the bar. Hold on. Look at this bar. Do you guys see this? The message bar. September 22, 2014. This is the start of the message bar. This is near the end. Do you realize this man talked to her for at most 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Are you gonna call 2 weeks of talking to someone underage grooming now? Like, I read all through all of this. I don't think he had the intention of doing these things to her. Is that really enough to get someone canceled? This isn't, like, what the hell is this? Do you see how small this bar is? He hardly talked to her, and this is being used as proof against him. That's fucked up. That's not right. I don't know what this is about. I don't. The cancel Zero thing, I don't know what it's about. I read this. By the way, I read the other tweet longer. I read Leffen's tweet longer. I read Jisoo's. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. I didn't feel like it was that bad. I felt like, yeah, it was just a bit abnormal. Maybe degenerative. But do you not know? The Smash community is a degen community. I'm serious. It's a degen community. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, now we can see there's a lot wrong with that because of how many things that have come out. But I don't really think it's wrong to be a degen, you know? To like anime, to be a weeb, you know, to be a furry. Like, I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. If you're in the Smash community, you will notice like a lot of people are like into like really weird stuff. I really don't think there's anything wrong with being into weird stuff. But yeah, this degen community clearly has an issue. But this person, Zero, is not part of the issue. All right, but I don't know. You can tell me I'm wrong. I just read through all this. And I read through the past statements too. I don't know what this is about. I don't really think he's done much wrong. The Craigslist stuff, the hentai stuff, yeah, it's a bit of it's wacky, it's degen stuff. You probably shouldn't have done that. Just like how you probably shouldn't have used some of these words with this girl that was underage. Well, those are mistakes. Those aren't mistakes that should cancel you. That's just how I feel. Leffen says Zero is lying. Oh my god. Here's the thing, I read the accuser's statement as well. What else is there? Are you gonna, unless the accuser's not even saying everything. All right, whatever. I'll listen to the other stuff as well. I'll read it when it comes out. I'm kind of sick of it because I spent my entire past week reading tweet longers, and you guys know me. I'm not gonna take one side of things and just believe it all. I did that before with Pro Jared. I condemned that guy on a YouTube video. I feel like ass doing that. He fucked up. He definitely fucked up. But his wife fucked up too. Tons of people fucked up. Like, and I was on only his case? That's not fair. So I'm gonna wait for these tweet longers before I'm gonna say anything more then. But like, I've read both his accounts now, and I definitely don't think like he did anything wrong. Like, well, he did some things wrong. Don't get me, like, he's not completely innocent. But what I meant by wrong is, like, wrong enough to get canceled. That's my viewpoint. Take it or leave it. I don't know. Oh, God. So, full disclosure, not the biggest fan of Leffen either. It's funny because I don't really have a personal dog in this. You know, I don't really watch Zero. Like, I watch some of his videos. I never really cheered for Zero. Same thing with Leffen. I don't have a personal dog in this. But he says, the entire response making this all about himself while lying without addressing many of the serious allegations is incredibly manipulative and to me proves he still isn't sorry he did it, just sorry he got caught. Absolutely disgusted to have considered him my friend. What the fuck? I read all the tweet longers. What has he not addressed? Let's look up. Oh, okay. Let me just pull it up. This is frustrating. What the hell are you talking about? This Katie person too says all I wanted was an apology. I fully believe Zero apologized to her before, and he apologized again now. But the thing is, we read his account here. It didn't seem bad to me. I mean, some of the words, don't use those words. Bad idea. But did she expect him to just say, don't talk to me, you're underage or something? That would have hurt you too. Sorry guys. I just want to go over this really quickly. I read this already, so I'm just skimming through it. So she's lived in Sky's house. Where is it? He says there's a long story of it. But alright. This is the one part that made me really like lose it here, because I don't understand this. I think it is important to know how grievous the acts can be. Everyone knows that I lost all my money and years of hard work, but no one knows how I was forced to live in his basement on a gym mat, or how it was constantly sexually abused in extremely fucked up ways. You know, I was Ard at 15, he's 10 years older. If you want the truth of it, I was constantly being used for... I didn't know any better, and I just wanted to feel loved, and since I never felt at home when I got around, like, I don't even know who this is about that she's talking about. I believe that staying with him was the best thing for my future, so I just stuck through it. I don't even know, like, she goes all over the place in a way. Here's her, like, I mean, like, things how I was silenced until it was, like, legal, like Puppet, or how I was taking advantage of drunk in the closet, where they took explicit pictures of me, photos that I would only discover existed when they try to coerce me. Again, I don't, like, I'm legitimately confused by some of the things she said it. I read that one too. Oh, here's the one. Oh no, this is all she said. Okay. This has taken me some liberation, but I'm sorry, Zero. Wondering that Zero's Twitter account. You were showing me explicit Craigslist ads of sex workers and hentai on the big screen, and constantly harassing me at Sky House when I was 15. Are you guys gonna, like... Of all the things that have happened in the past week, I'm sorry, but this seems very minor in comparison. And this is... And then she says, my work here is done. What is this about then? Like, I read her tweet longer. I don't understand it at all. She's talking about some people, but she's not naming anyone. So am I supposed to assume this is Zero? Again, people want you to believe the victims. And in a lot of the cases you should, but she's not giving names. So if people keep asking, like what is he supposed to address? I seriously don't understand it. I've read both of Zero's statements. They both look like they covered everything. And this stuff, I have no idea who it's about. Until she like names somebody, I have no idea who it's about. Alright, I don't know. In my head, Zero has covered everything. In my head, he made some fuck-ups. But these are relatively minor things. And these, relatively minor, don't take me wrong. Relatively minor concerning to, like, there have actually been, like, you know, adults sleeping with kids. Relatively minor compared to that. I don't think you should cancel him over this. It doesn't even make sense. Whatever I've been reading has not even, like, I don't think it's bad enough. But yeah, this is the only thing that directly names Zero. And this is all she says. Define harassing. Define harassing. Explicit Craigslist ads. Hentai on the big screen. Like, he's already addressed all these things. I don't know. This seems whack. Guys, I'm just gonna ask you guys, if you're on Twitter and you hear one side of the story, don't go and call someone a douchebag or anything. Like, don't just blow up on them, alright? Wait for the other side, because a lot of times, they're missing something or something isn't completely accurate. The Zero thing just upsets me personally, because I don't really think he did that bad. Like, should he be talking to someone underage? No, but as I pointed out, if you know someone's, like, by the time he found out she's underage, like, what was he supposed to do? Just say, don't talk to me, you're underage? Like, do you understand how bad that could feel for someone that young? Like, when you're like at that age, you're not thinking about like how it's a bad idea for him to talk to you. You're just thinking like, I'm talking to my idol, you know? You can't just like go and say, hey, go away, can't talk to you. But if you talk to them for too long, it's really easy to just fuck it up. Just fuck it up and get it construed as something else, which is what happened, unfortunately.
Let's swim. Best wishes. Should be relaxing.
You have my trust.
What to do?
With utter certainty.
I feel that the world and the internet is on fire this year. Yeah. Anyways,
Of course.
maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong about Zero, but thus far I don't think so.
I'm ready.
See ya, Jeffrey. This took a lot of time, but I wanted to get to I don't want to see Zero cancelled. I don't. This doesn't even make sense.
Yes, I should be cancelled for flirting with girls on the internet, PogChamp.
Yes, Angel. Like, you understand some of the things you've said to people could get you canceled like that in the future?
It done.
It's not even a joke.
Let's swim. Should be relaxing.
With utter certainty.
Like, I'm all for, like...
Let's.
I'm all for making the Smash community better,
Of course. I'm ready.
but careful not to cleanse, quote-unquote cleanse, people who are innocent, or people who didn't do that bad. That's why I'm, like, really upset at cancel culture. It feels like they're going after anyone who remotely did something bad. Remotely. That's not right. Not everyone. Like,
You have my trust.
some people just deserve to be punished a bit, you know?
Let's.
They don't deserve to lose their dreams over it.
Consider it done.
I'm diving in. Best wishes.
With utter certainty.
See, like someone like Senpai.
Consider it done.
Of course.
She definitely deserves
You
it.
have my trust.
She definitely deserves it. That's different. But somebody like Zero, come on. Where are we going with this then? Like, I'm legitimately scared of minors at this point. Like, if I've learned 3 things this week. Number 1, don't drink at events. Number 2, don't talk to minors. What was the 3rd thing? That's so hot, Jesus. Like, it's dumb, man. Oh, ID everyone. So yeah. Don't drink. ID everyone. I already immediately forgot it. Like, I'm so tired right now. Because, again, as some of these statements have shown you guys, not all of them are completely fair, are they? Don't drink, ID everyone, don't talk to minors. Thanks, Dork. Yeah. Those are 3 things you should take out of this. It's a scary world out there, guys. Start every conversation with, "Can I see your ID, please?" EA, honestly, I think that's a good idea. I think that's such a good idea. The one thing I wanted to just say, one last thing about everything. People have lost their minds over the idea of grooming and predators. Right? Like, earlier in the day, I was hearing people call Zero a predator. We just went over those same screenshots. Zero didn't bring up his own screenshots. Those were her screenshots. Is that a groomer? Is that a predator? Spoke to her at most for 2-3 weeks. You saw how small that text bar was. Why are people condemning him like that? It's so dumb. Identify yourself, great icebreaker. He even tried to end it as soon as he found out about the age. And here's the thing, I bet people don't believe him there. But that's crazy because you saw his responses. Dude did not lie. And I ask you guys, if you ever have an issue with someone, please talk to them privately. Please. It's not a game. It's not a game. Some of these people involved, it didn't even matter that they didn't get to say their side. It didn't. They got dropped, they lost followers, they lost a lot just because of the accusation alone. If your intention is to hurt them, by all means, make it public. But if your intention is just like you want an apology, you want to move forward and all that stuff, especially if it's from like a few years ago, just like, or like if it just happened, just talk to them. What? You guys know the saddest part about all this? The Smash community, for all we know, could be dead. Because you think if this stuff makes the news, which by the way, it's funny, Mr. R tweeted it. Mr. R tweeted how some of this news has already made Dutch news. You think parents are gonna be comfortable letting their kids go to these tournaments anymore? You think sponsors are gonna be comfortable sponsoring Smash tournaments anymore? Do you know where I'm going with this? Like, this is all good in the eyes of cleansing the community. Justice, for some of these cases, absolutely, justice is being delivered. But like, there might not be a Smash community at the end of all of this. Like, Nintendo clearly was paying attention because they privated the Nairo interviews. Nintendo was paying attention. Like, so much damage has been done. I know that's an unpopular take because, yes, getting these people out of the community is absolutely necessary. Is absolutely good. But you make this too much of a clown show, and there will be no future. It's a clown show when everyone is just like... Which, by the way, it's a clown show when everyone involved in it are just like killing each other over it. And then on the side, people are watching and laughing at it. That's a clown show. When people not directly involved are looking at it for their entertainment, that's a clown show. And at this point, it's turning into a clown show. But yeah, some of these things absolutely people need to be called out on. Absolutely needs to be made public. Not everything though. That Zero stuff, for example, I don't get it. If there's more and I turn out to be wrong, fine. But from everything I've read so far, Zero doesn't deserve it.
Just a nuisance.
People have been upset at me for like saying people deserve or should be able to earn their second chance. This is the reason why. Well, there are so many reasons why. But yeah, with Zero, I think it's relatively minor. Not worth canceling the guy over. But yeah, if you disagree, you disagree. That's fine.
It will be done. I'm going in.
Do you love small Zero? Yes.
Yeah.
You know, guys, one thing that I probably should stop doing is openly identifying as a lolicon. Because the thing is, you know how it goes. It would not surprise me if one day I get accused of being a pedo or something. And they're going to use clips of me saying, hey, I'm a lolicon. Or I like lollies. It wouldn't surprise me. It honestly would not surprise me. Would it be stupid? Yeah. But it would not surprise me.
To victory. I understand.
Like, I've always gone out of my way to say it very clearly. I'm not interested in like actual kids. Actual kids are actually pretty gross. You guys didn't know that. But no one gives a shit. No one's gonna listen past that.
Well, you're a grown-up, aren't you?
With utter
Who's taking the...
Going in.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I think...
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I think I'm in trouble. Alright, one sec. Double checking on hardy bearing. There's no hardy bearing, right? No hardy bearing. 25, 40. Which means I need to shoot Elliewood. Uh-oh. That was actually probably really bad. Does someone buff? There's a buff. Someone please buff. Someone please buff, or I'm dead. Someone please buff. Wait a second. I needed to kill Thrasher, actually. Uh-oh.
What is your desire?
I think I fucked this up. Let's see.
You have my trust.
To victory.
No. Oh, thank goodness. Someone buffed. That's all I wanted. Good night, Emmanuel. All right. Jesus. And listen, guys, listen. I will fully admit I've done things that I'm not proud of, and that some people who are gone have every right to be gone, like, because they can't stand me. I fully admit like all these things, but here's the thing.
Yes.
Like, I reflect on my actions. I'm not always going to be a fuck up.
I'm going.
And I hope you guys understand. It's the same thing for everyone here. Like, people fucked up, fine, but it won't always be this way.
What's next?
You have my
And I think you know for a fact for yourself as well. Your mistakes shouldn't define you. It shouldn't. Human beings can change and learn. It just frustrates me when people don't. That's the frustrating thing about cancel culture. No one cares. No one cares about you getting better. But they should. That should be the most important thing, in fact. Well, if victims are involved, they should be first. But outside of that, let's hope some of these guys get better. If you're on the internet, yeah, apparently you don't get a second chance. Night, Death. Your reasoning for Zero is basically why I feel people are just capitalizing on how intense the community is from Zero. I mean, I don't doubt people are capitalizing on it. And you can argue I was trying to capitalize on it by reading it on stream. Though, to be honest, I've been reading all these things off stream or on stream. So, but yeah, no, definitely. I think people would argue that they were. But it shouldn't surprise anyone. There are some people who involved that I've just been really upset with. Do you guys know who Dark Wizzy is? By the way, Dark Wizzy and I have like a very little bit of history back in Smash 4. Cause I remember my friend also on PR at the time, is just like what he said. Dark Wizzy was watching the match and you and I played. He's like, yeah, Dark Wizzy thinks you suck. I'm not even kidding. He said that. Cause he trains with my friend, and I would go like pretty even with my friend. Yeah. But like, I've never had a good impression of him. Fair enough, you think I suck at Smash, that's alright. Who cares? But the thing is, the thing that really got me was when he was saying, like, he felt betrayed by Nairo as they were friends. Fair game, fair. You should feel betrayed, right? The thing that wasn't fair game was when he was saying, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna be the Nairo that people like, that the community deserved. Like, using Nairo's name and saying he's gonna become better than Nairo. He's gonna become Nairo. Like, really, dude? Is there any need to like drag his name in here and saying you're gonna be a better man than him? Really? Like, when he's at his lowest point, you're gonna say I'm gonna be a better man than him. Does that make you a better man? Like, it's fucked up. Some people are just legitimately just doing this for clout. Dark Wizard could be mean it. I don't know. But for me, in my opinion, the way I look at it, why are you saying this now? It's legitimately just clout. That sounds opportunistic in a bad way. Yeah. Like, that was, again, not a big fan of Nairo either, but still, like, oh boy, that's messed up. For me personally, like, a lot of these people, I've been just watching for a long time. I'm not their friend. I've met them like on a few occasions at most. A lot of these guys. But I'm not their friend. But even then, like, I don't have to be their friend to recognize some of this stuff is fucked up.
By these twin blades.
What to do?
Alright, anyways, let's try and get through some things quick.
Should be relaxing.
Anyways, I apologize for today not having hero views. It's been a shitty week, and I did not feel like doing such a thing. I just wanted to play some games. Even though we spent some time talking about all the drama.
No more fighting.
It's all good anime. Thanks, Level 0. Nice to know I'm getting auto-corrected to anime. People do need to chill.
I'm diving in.
People really need to chill. It's really bad.
Of course.
Let me put it this way, guys. You're not a cool person. You're not a cool dude
Let's
for telling someone who has been outed that they're a shitty person. Like, nah, dude, that doesn't make you cool. Like, these people fucked up. They're paying the price. They've lost their dreams. They've lost a lot. They fucked up. Alright? You don't need to be the 20th, 30th, 100th person telling them they fucked up. Everyone and their mothers know they fucked up. It's just, Twitter has been so upsetting. And some people do this. Like, I've been reading some things like, hey, don't bother making a statement. Just say you'll leave the community forever. The end. Like, okay, let's just not even listen to the other side of the story anymore. Who cares? When people feel like they're on the side of justice, when they're right, they always become such ugly people.
I'm diving in.
Vince, if you get me Puyo Puyo Tetris, I will definitely play it on stream. I played like every game that I've gotten on stream, except for the games that are like 200 hours long. Those are a bit different. I'll do those one day. Do you think all the sexual allegations occurring the same week is strange, or do you think that is coincidence? It's not a coincidence.
Should be relaxing.
You guys know how this started, right? You know when Keemstar and everybody was starting like, hey, this week we should be in solitaire to make a statement and all that shit, right? With the Twitch blackout and all that stuff.
Consider it done.
Yeah. At that point, people started coming out on Twitch about like Twitch streamers and whatnot. Then content creators got involved, being outed, and then after that, Smashers started getting outed. It was just like an entire chain ever since that got announced. So it's not just the Smash community; it's basically all of the internet.
You have my trust.
Let's.
Yeah, Evo got put into, the FGC got put into. So you think it leads back to Keemstar? As far as I can tell, June 23rd, I believe it was June 23rd, is when this all started.
Best wishes.
Because they wanted certain people outed in the Twitch community. And yeah, it obviously started with Dr. Disrespect going. I feel like that's what started it. I don't know for sure. But all it takes is for some people to come out about things, and then for other people to come in about it. And to be honest, some of these things don't feel legitimate. Some of these things I feel like people are actually just after clout, instead of like retribution or whatever. I feel like some people have just legitimately moved on, but they decided to say these things out because they want to be part of it. I know that's not a positive take, like a great take, because people will say like, you know, it's not a positive view on everything. But I feel like some people like the Zero thing with Katie. I feel like Zero says he apologized in that. According to her, he didn't. And their interactions were just for, what, 2 to 3 weeks at most? They didn't speak much to each other.
With utter certainty.
So then what is this about? Another one that I found was really bad was
Should be relaxing.
was Lily Peach's manager. You guys know the Fed thing, right? The Fed thing where when he's been too touchy with everybody and everything.
Let's swim.
That was bad. But why did you bring your manager into this?
Consider it
That was really
done.
weird. So her manager, her former manager, Chris, is getting demolished. But I wanted to point that one out specifically because I felt so bad for the guy. You know what? I'll show you guys. This one was particularly upsetting for me. Who is this man? This is Chris Chan. He was Lily's former manager. He was implicated for being gross to Lily. He did indeed fuck up. But as you can see, his wife has actually stood by him all this time. I wanted to point this out because it was so bad. Because I felt Lily did not need to bring him into this. I've already read this. I just want to point out something because this is what I mean. This is my hope for everyone. I hope everyone that has gone through getting canceled this week, I hope they're like Chris. I hope they're like Chris. I hope you take a look at what you've done and make it back from it. Because this is a man that has. And even then, he got implicated. And everyone's giving him shit on the internet. It's calmed down, of course, but I felt horrendous for this dude. This is June 29th, so it's been a few days. Alright, so I'm not gonna give you the whole thing, because there's no need for it. But he says, I've been deeply ashamed and disappointed in myself for the past 3 years since the incident. There is no excuse for what happened. I don't care if I was blackout drunk. That doesn't justify my behavior that night. As I mentioned, one thing I've learned all week, don't drink. I knew drinking was a problem in my life. I regret not fixing it before it got to this. He wants to be absolutely clear. This clarification is not a defense of what I did. It is not. It is not a way to minimize what happened, but I want to provide the context and how everything occurred. What I did was despicable and terrible. So, here's the thing. Lily moved to his house. As her manager, they got contacted to go to Taiwan. Sorry, here. And then Scara was supposed to go on with him, but the brand changed their minds last minute because they didn't want to pay for another person to go, so it was just Lily and her manager. So, skip all of that because it's going to take some time. As for the night of the incident, I believe in Lily's recollection of it 100% and did not want to dispute any of it. We were out drinking heavily that night and ended up in my hotel room. I don't remember her losing her key, but I trust her account of me inviting her to my room where we talked more. I had an immediate lack of reaction the next morning because I was unaware of what exactly happened. I was under the impression we just passed out after talking. I believe I had my boxers on because that's how I normally sleep. She was next to me, but I didn't have my legs wrapped around her. I do believe her when she says they were when we fell asleep though. And then next morning, Lily confirmed that interactions did not go any further. I did not try to remove her clothes. I did not attempt to have sex with her. It doesn't make any actions excusable, but I hope this provides a clearer picture. The reason why I wanted to bring this up was like, look, later that day, Lily and I had a conversation about it. I didn't pretend nothing happened. I genuinely was not even aware of my actions. She told me what happened. I apologized in person, grasped the severity of the situation. She told me she would get over it and that we would move on. More importantly, I followed up on that conversation by writing her email. I wanted to say more things in person, but I can communicate better writing as it's easier for me to convey my thoughts. He acknowledged what happened. He wanted to hold himself accountable. I did also recognize the severity of my actions, especially the fact that I moved her into the house to leave a toxic environment, but then betrayed her trust afterwards. Absolutely. This violation of my own personal morals will go on to haunt me to this day. Right. Further in the email, I offered to resign as her manager. Yes, accountability. Move out of the house. Yes, accountability. I did not want her to feel any discomfort. This man, went so far. She again told me she still wanted to work together and move on from the incident. Okay, I still had an opportunity to redeem myself and forever grateful to Lily for giving me the second chance. In retrospect, I was naive to believe she would feel comfortable with me after that, and that the right move would be to leave the house immediately, as well as resign her manager against her words. Here's the fact. He believed her in that they'll move on to this, and he never ever did anything wrong again, right? But here's the thing. You really can't move on some of these cases, because as in her tweet longer for about Fed, he got implicated as well for something he did. As I learned recently, she just suppressed her emotions and hides them well. Yeah. If I ever got a sense that she was uncomfortable around me, I would immediately left the house. Huh? Wait. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna go to this. So yeah, Lily was just hiding all along. But anyways, I got a tattoo of the date I returned to LA on my wrist. This was not to minimize what had happened, but was a way to hold myself accountable for what I did. Somebody on Reddit called this person crazy for getting a tattoo to remind himself of what happened that night so that he would never do it again. Some person called him crazy, psychopathic even. This is okay. Just I'll finish this and I'll tell you more. It not only serves as a reminder that I lose control when I drink, but also to remind myself of that night. I was determined to never let myself forget, and I never will. I still look at that day tattoo to this day and cringe about what I did. Like, is this not how a person can like? Is this not clearly a person trying to make amends? The tattoo was effective. I didn't have a sip of alcohol for a long time, including my bachelor party and the wedding itself with an open bar. This may not be a huge accomplishment for most people. For me, it was an important milestone in my recovery. She came over to my house after the wedding with the rest of OTV to play Mafia all night. That was my proudest moment, conquering my drinking problem, along with having someone who I wronged be a part of my life in what I thought was a healthy way of healing. Nothing changes for me today. Despite everything that has come out, I will continue to do what I've been doing the past 3 years since the incident. Hold myself accountable, learn, grow, and move forward. This is what frustrates me. It's like, Lily, you know this man has gotten better. Why did you feel the need? It's her right, of course. It actually happened, so it's her right to say it out loud, but this man has done so much to try and move on from this moment. He has clearly done a lot of healing. He is clearly not that same man who did that to you. But people have been giving him so much shit. In addition to controlling my drinking, I've constantly done therapy to understand my actions to make myself a better person. Therapy too. One thing I learned is wallowing in self-guilt does nothing good, but I use that energy and channel it to something positive. I want to bring that into the world. Peck and I are starting a family and we're welcoming a baby boy in October, which I cannot wait for. I certainly will pass on all these lessons to him when he's old enough. I understand the hatred coming my way. It's justifiable. It's not, dude. And I won't argue against it. I mean, you did these things. You deserve some hatred, but you held yourself accountable. You went and healed. You went and changed. You got help. You got better. You're never ever going to do these things again. And anxiety, low self-esteem, paranoia have been with me for 3 long years. Now with everything out in open. It's not a defense. And he just offers, once again, sincere apologies to his audience. But here's the crazy thing. Well, it's not the crazy thing. He doesn't apologize to Lily because there isn't an apology to Lily Pichu in this letter because I've done this privately. Tweet longer is not the place for that. This man, like... Lily, did you really have to implicate this guy? So, I'm just saying, read both sides of the story, because in Lily's story, she didn't mention any of this. She did not mention how hard this man worked to come back from that. All everyone knows was he's the ex-manager. And after you made that, like... After you made that tweet outing him, like, calling him out, like, all he did, they got in the same bed together, and I think he snuggled against her, but that was it. It's bad. That's a breach of trust. As your manager, you can't, as the manager, you can't do that, of course. But he offered to quit. He offered to even leave the house. He offered to do a lot of things. He got help. That's why you guys gotta read both sides of the story, because Chris did not deserve the hate. But before he even got his story out, people were hating on him. But that's clearly a story of somebody who, like, made a comeback. I don't know. That's why this stuff has been, like, irking me, because not everyone's, like, a monster. Is he in danger of losing anything, though? Who really knows? He's a manager of people, for Pete's sake. I hope people believe him. I hope people believe him. Jesus. If people don't believe him, that's his livelihood. Like, he manages people. Anyways, if you guys have anything to say, let me know. But that one I found was really bad too. That's why I keep mentioning to listen to both sides of the story. If you just listen to Peach's story, Lily Peach's story, which originally I did, I just felt like, what the hell? What does Chris have to do with this? And then like, okay, well that was pretty bad. But it's like, I didn't know why she was bringing it up. And then I read his side. And I was just like, wow, that should not have been brought up. Once you're a fan of somebody, you don't really want to hear about the other side. You just all you know once someone gets hurt, somebody you like love watching, someone you adore, once they get hurt, you just attack the other person. But not all of them deserve it. That's one of the cases.
What to do? I'm diving in.
Anyways, I know not everyone wants to hear that part, but yeah. I felt bad for I felt bad for him.
Let's.
The thing with Fed is absolutely valid though. It's absolutely valid. I just wish they could have figured it out behind the scenes.
New year, new resolve.
Not because I didn't want to hear about it. It's just they're friends, or they were friends, or at least they keep claiming they were friends. When you out somebody in something like this, you're taking away their dreams. I don't think Fed can ever be a streamer again.
Let's swim.
So
Best wishes.
With utter certainty.
I really wish people would be able to like solve these things in the background without like taking everything away from a person.
Should be.
I'm not talking just about Fed. I'm just talking about people in general. But yeah. Yeah, but fuck Fed. Yeah, you know. I mean, you got it. Ultimately, I don't really care about the guy. I wasn't a viewer of hers. I didn't even know about him until the incident happened. But I'm just saying, my wish for people is just like, can we just communicate, fix these things before it reaches this critical point? That's all I want. It's just like, we don't have to have like these internet lynch mobs to get things done. No. I'm not defending him, guys. Don't. I know what he did. I know what he did. I'm not defending him. But I'm just saying, I still wish they managed to find a resolution before it reached the outside world. Because the problem is, when they had their offline confrontation about everything, it was already too late. You don't have a confrontation when it's too late. You just boot the guy from the house. Like, don't play around with it like that. If you have a confrontation, it's with the belief that this man can do something to make things right again. But with less than a week, he was booted out. Again, I don't care at all about Fed. It's just looking at the facts. He had a confrontation, and in less than a week, he was still booted out. And you should have just booted him out in the first place. Here's the thing, Chris did in fact fuck up. He did. But as I've been trying to point out to you guys, you shouldn't just condemn people and leave it at that. You need to care, or I know people don't care, but you should want people to get better, right? And in my case, when I looked at Chris, that is a man who has like come back from all that, who will never do such a thing again. Yes, he fucked up. But the important part is like he got help, he got better. if he was still the same kind of person, still active drunk, still everything, by all means, Lily, tell everyone about him. But he wasn't, so. The worst part was, like, you know, Lily said they had, well, at least he said, I'm pretty sure Lily did as well, that they had moved on from this. So I didn't feel that was right.
Of course. Let's swim.
You have my trust.
What to do?
Not that Chris Chan, Samir. That Chris Chan has other
Relaxing.
problems. That Chris Chan. I don't... Can anyone explain to me why Chris Chan is famous on the internet? Like that Chris Chan with the Sonic Chew
Consider it
thing.
done.
Can someone explain that to me?
I'm ready.
Because I don't understand.
You have my trust.
I've tried looking at that stuff. It's just so weird.
Of course.
Why do people like it?
What to do?
It's like insanity. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna mince my words there. It just... It's messed up. There are 2 Chris Chans, yes. A living meme, I guess so. I can't enjoy that. I can't enjoy something that's fundamentally built on someone's suffering. Because that's what it is. It's fundamentally built on...
With utter certainty.
Like, I think there's even a documentary on it.
Let's swim.
And I watched a little bit of the documentary. And all this guy wants is a girlfriend. Like, fuck, dude.
Be
That's
relaxing.
kind
Of
of
course.
sad.
I'm diving in.
Like, all he wants is a girlfriend, man.
Should be relaxing.
I don't know. That stuff is just too weird for me. Anyways, I do want to be clear. This entire day, I wasn't defending anyone. Okay, I was defending Zero. But everyone in general, I've fully admitted they've done things wrong, including Zero. So please don't take it as me defending pedos, predators, abusers, all that stuff. No, that's not what it was about. In a lot of these cases, I was looking at how they were getting better, their intent. That's like really all I cared about. Because a lot of these things are in the past. It's more about,
Best wishes.
are these guys gonna do it again? Yes? No.
You have my trust.
That's really what's most important to me.
Consider it done.
I'm diving in. Of course. Should be relaxing.
Oh, she has like no HP.
Let's swim. I'm ready. What to do?
You have my trust.
Best wishes.
With utter certainty.
Alright, whatever, we're done. Alright, Speedy Petey. Yeah. Jubate 27, you got it, man. Redemption. I took criminology back in university. I literally read cases about murderers being rehabilitated, coming back into society as model citizens. If murderers can have that chance of redemption, why can't these people do that? Like, we're not talking about literal Hitlers. You know, we're not talking about people that terrible. So then why are we, like, not going to allow them to have any chance of redemption? That's what gets me with cancel culture. Like, these people can come back. They can get better. Let's not just like make this for fun or some shit. Not make this a witch hunt. I wish more people, instead of just condemning their friends, like went to them and say, like, yeah, you screwed up, you fucked up. All right, but I'm gonna be here for you, and I'm gonna try and help get you help. Like, I'm gonna be here for you as you get better. But people don't want to be associated with these people anymore. That's the sad part. Like, we can't be friends anymore because you fucked up in your life. Like, some of these fuck ups are really bad, really, really bad, absolutely. But man, if you're really friends, you'll look out for your bros, even if they fuck up. You're gonna try and see them through all this. Like, get them help. At least that's how I view things. But I know people don't view it the same thing. Not everyone deserves. Well, it's not even about deserving. Not everyone can earn a second chance. Not everyone even deserves their friends to be around them like that. But personally, like, I mean, if it were for me and I saw someone like that I knew go through this, there's a good chance I would still talk to them afterwards and still want them to get better and come out of this. Like, I personally would not be comfortable with any of my friends getting canceled. But yeah. Yeah, if people want to genuinely get better, they should be supported. I think people who hurl insults aren't helping, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of them ends up taking their lives. See, that's the thing that people don't understand. They still messed up, but they don't deserve to lose their lives. Two things. If you're alive, you can always change things. You can always change things. As if there's a tomorrow, you can make things better. But a lot of these people that we have canceled, that have been canceled, this was their dreams. Like, this was their lives, you know? Like Smash for Nairo, for example, that was his life. Like D1, the Smashers, yeah, of course. But even other people like Crowdec or whatever, like, yeah, making videos and having fun on these video games and hanging out with people, like that was his life. He fucked up, yeah, but that was his life. Like, a lot of these people are now in vulnerable positions. If all they, the internet is so hateful, they don't even understand that. I'm not saying to forgive them, no, but I'm saying, like, give them an opportunity to get help and get better. Instead of just making sure they know they're douchebags or shitbags or whatever. Making sure they suffer too, man. They're still human beings too. Let's not, like, wait till let's not keep pushing them until they go over the edge and kill themselves. Because they fucked up, but they don't deserve to lose their lives. Alright. Oh, I think I forgot all about doing this for reset. Oh well. I think I only missed out on this. I think I already did the first 4. But yeah. Anyways, I know a lot of this stuff, I know a lot of you guys aren't here to hear my thoughts on this stuff, but I'm saying this because I hope you guys can take something out of it. I hope you guys don't go out of your way to, like, be a part of the problem.
I'll do my best.
I wonder why that doesn't end on, like, Monday as well. You know, shouldn't everything in the game end at the same time? I mean, yeah, keep them away from, like, children if that's what happened to them. I'm not arguing that. Should just lock them up. Well, not all these cases are of kids. You know, one of the things that I found really scary, there have been people, like, suspended on Twitch with their channel deleted. That's not even suspension, just booted off Twitch over cheating cases. That one I scratched my head at. Like, Do you really deserve to lose your livelihood because you cheated on somebody? It's a bad thing, yeah. It's bad. It's really bad. But do you really deserve to lose your livelihood over it? Some of these things that have happened, I'm not so sure about, is what I'll say. Didn't H-Box cheat on his girlfriend? I don't know. Yeah. The doc will dunk you. Yeah, they have problems. But again, people can get better. I just don't understand why there are people out there who think once you fucked up, that's it. Like, this is you. This is always going to be you. Like, just ask yourselves this. If someone told you you're making a mistake, would you not fix that mistake? For me, the answer is really easy. Yes, I would fix that mistake. Okay, so once you get the wake-up call, why would these people not fix their mistakes?
What's your answer?
I mean, it's really easy to me. Really simple to me. That's why.
Honestly, all of this pushing people down and shaming people for what they have done when they fucked up is just like a report I had did in sociology class. In it, I basically talked about how prisoners were demonized in America and that prisoners are human too but should be given a chance to learn from their own faults.
Absolutely. I was in criminology. Literally, one of the big things in Canada is just like, how do we rehabilitate people to become part of society again? Like, people deserve second chances. Well, they don't deserve it, but they can earn it. Deserve is the wrong word for it. They should be given the opportunity to earn their second chance. And some of these people, like,